and ever-changing news and computer terminology. Commodore news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Yes, the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Because the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up? Because the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up? Because the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Hello and welcome to episode 222 of Zapped to the Past. I am Adrian Mills. I'm joined as always by Mr. Graham Raddings. If you haven't listened before, this is a podcast where we discuss games that were released for the Commodore 64. We are using the magazine Zap 64 as a monthly guide for the games to focus on, but we are, of course, in no way affiliated with Zap 64 itself. This week, we start our look at November 1992 and the first batch of games reviewed in issue 90 of Zap 64, along with what was also going on in the UK singles and albums chart that month. Graham, it has come to this. The last magazine is here. Is it a time to rejoice at the quality of games to consume, or can we be safe in the knowledge that there are not many more of these terrible dog eggs to wade through?
Well, we're here. Nearly. The final issue of Zap 64 and the penultimate batch of games. We will never know what Christmas 1992 had in store because we're not going to get there. But they did change Zap to Commodore 4 for some reason. Anyway, in a month where the number of mobile phones sold in the US reached 10 million, we head to single-screen Puzzler Land and take on the numbered blocks and endless enemies of the nice-looking but painfully troubled Reckless Rufus. So 10 million mobile phones doesn't seem like a lot these days, and there's a reason. As of 2026, the estimated number is closer to 8.31 billion. That's more phones than people on the planet. And don't get me started on the number of USB charging cables and old chargers. I've probably got about 50 of those myself. Why can't I throw them away? Why? Anyway, we head once again after that into the heavily enemy-filled skies of somewhere or other on a quest to shoot things down and drop our payload on something in Blue Baron, before finally we take on the control and management of another bunch of football teams, this time via the medium of personal organizer and formless icons in the dreary and visually horrible Match of the Day. 3 games. One has design problems, one is a reskin, and one is a Filofax-based football game. I never saw that coming when we started this 221 episodes ago. What a time to be alive. Well, I think it's safe to assume that they maintained their standard right the way to the end of didn't they? The games they were shit, and they maintained it. Most of them. That's not wholly fair. I think what's alarmed me more with this batch, it's not so much that, because there are some, obviously, some dog eggs. Not all terrible, and not all great, not terrible. Very Chernobyl, I guess.
Very Chernobyl. I watched that this week.
What annoyed me, one game in particular annoyed me because they just haven't learned the lessons of all the other games that have come before it. They just made one of the fundamental mistakes. And it's just like,
yeah,
we're 1,800 games, 1,700, 1,800 games into this now. So we're now right near the end. And even right at the last issue of the magazine, there's still some fundamentals that go wrong. And it's just a bit disheartening. It's a pity because it always annoys me when a good game is made bad because of a stupid decision. That annoys me because when you really think how close it is to being good. But I mean, we'll cover all of this in the podcast, obviously. But here we are. The penultimate episode, but the ultimate issue, isn't it? The final issue.
Yes,
and weird. It's a weird issue as well. Weird issue. There's an editorial in it that was kind of like, yeah, the fans have asked for this, get rid of Zap and bring in this Commodore 4's business. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a single fan that's asked you that. Not one.
No. Maybe there was. Maybe one. The fan. The one fan.
Yeah, and it's like, get rid of Zap. We don't want it anymore. It doesn't work anymore. It's out of date. It's old. What are you going to replace it with? Exactly the same. Make sure it's the same. So they just,
but with a different
Commodore
name.
Commodore 4's issue 1, yeah. The first issue, which I had a look at, it's exactly the same as Zap. It's just not got Zap on the front. I mean, what was the... And maybe there was some weird copyright thing. I don't know. There is a history of it all online. You can look at it all. I didn't get that far into it, though. We was having a mini chat on the Discord, which is amazing, by the way, because we always have great chats with our amazing patrons and Discord listeners on there. So, go and join in that. I'm sure we'll talk about that a bit. But yeah, we were talking about it, and some people it came as a surprise. I wasn't buying Zap. I stopped buying Zap long before this.
God,
and I had an Amiga
long time before this.
And I didn't really buy any. And I was thinking about this, did I buy magazines, not just magazines again, but did I buy any computer magazines ever again? And in actuality, Zap was the only magazine I bought consistently over a long period of time. The few Commodore users, but mainly Zaps. And then after that, I never bought up until Retro Gamer and Games TM, is it? I think, or was it? And then a few Edges. And I sort of went round the different magazines for a bit, never really consistently buying them for longer periods of time. And I never have since, up until I started getting more GQ again and a few sort of the magazines, that you often find in dentists and doctors' waiting rooms, but
which you've dropped off.
Yeah.
Or tried to.
Well, they don't want them. They don't want them anymore. And they're not allowed to have them. I don't know why. But maybe they're just promoting a lifestyle that people who are about to get their teeth drilled aren't interested in. I don't know. Anyway, so that's modern magazines, but gaming magazines, I mean, I get the odd Retro Gamer, I do, but I don't buy them consistently. I was trying to think how many binders you would have had. How many, did you ever have the binders for Zap? I was wondering about that.
No, I think they were yearly, weren't they? So you'd have had 8, I think.
What, 8 binders or in total?
Yeah, 8 binders. 8 binders in total.
Yeah,
I think,
what 12 issues in a binder, would it have been?
Yeah, because it ran for 8. Well, there would be 8, yeah, because it was 8 individual years. 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. I'm counting on my fingers, so yeah. 8. So there were 8 binders, I suppose.
That's on one hand, by the way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was using my special hand. But I suppose binder 1 would have only had May to December in it. That's that crap sitcom, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And this one and the last one would have only had January to November in it.
Yeah, 11.
A bit short-cheesed.
Why didn't they finish it in December? Why?
I don't know.
It's just weird.
That's me.
Anyway, and then there's weird confusion about the Commodore Force month that came out. I think there was some issue around that, and I don't know what it was all about.
Probably.
No, I just wondered if, because I had stacks of magazines in my teenage, not dirty magazines, Zaps and nerdy magazines actually, but I had them just in, you'd end up with a stack of magazines, because if you were buying, because back then magazines were what you kind of bought, so you ended up with all of the lads mags if you were buying that kind of thing, and then you had Zaps probably that you had historically stacked in a pile. You'd have probably had 2000 AD scattered somewhere and bits and bobs. And you just ended up with piles and piles of magazines. And then they ended up going up in the loft or something. And then you open up a box and it's like, oh, I found me old Zaps. And I mean, it'd be worth a bit of money now, but I didn't have any of that because I didn't keep them. I don't know what I did with them. This is the other thing I was thinking of. What the hell did I do with all the magazines? I didn't give the Zaps away. I don't remember. I remember to them.
I had issues. So I used to get computer magazines. I got a few official PlayStation magazines just for the discs. I got quite a lot of, and I've still got a lot of. I think from issue 4 onwards, of official Dreamcast magazine. I've still got loads of Games TMs. I've still got loads of Edges.
Wow.
They're all at work. They're all at work in my office. That's the kind of useful for research purposes.
They got stacked. That's where you've stashed them there.
Yeah, they're all in my office at work. So I've got loads of them. I've got weird magazines. I've got like about issues 3 to 13 of Warlock magazine. I don't know if you ever remember Warlock.
That?
That was like the Fighting Fantasy magazine.
I remember a bit of it. I think it was on the same sort of shelving area as that one with the White Dwarf, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, White Dwarf. So White Dwarf was the Games Workshop one, and then they had the sister one, which was Warlock, which was based around all Fighting Fantasy stuff. So I got quite a lot of them. I've still got. What else have I still got in terms of the only problem. And my Zaps, I got rid of them. I remember selling them when I was living in that house. I just finished university, so I was back in Luton. I sold issues 4. This is going to pain me to say this. I sold issues 4 to 54 for 20 quid.
Ooh.
I remember selling them for that.
That's going to sting.
I don't know what they're worth now. Probably more than that.
Yeah, well, it's the measure of value, isn't it? They're worth nothing to nobody, but something to somebody, and what that is.
I just got... Yeah, and I remember when we moved up here, I think I gave away all my Edge magazines, and because the Edge magazines at the time, Games TMs, and I just gave them all away to somebody. Someone I put them on a forum, so do want some. Someone took them. Took them. I had to drive around to their house and drop them off. I just got fed up of moving house with them.
Exactly, and that's my point. You see. So you did the right thing. This is it's a skill to be able to offload your old magazines to other people, because now the dentist surgeries are twigged onto what you were doing, which is basically dumping, a load of paper on someone else. It's just because it's annoying. It's heavy. I've got a curse of it now. I bought for a while. I had a subscription, or it was a gift to Men's Health. Now, as much as I like to read about men's abs, just like anybody else does on a monthly basis. But so I ended up with piles of these magazines with just semi-famous people on the front, with 6-packs and stuff. And what do you do with them all anyway? The dentists won't have them, doctors, but you can't. So you've got to find a way of offloading them, haven't you? Because you can't just dump them in the street. Because you can't.
No.
Yeah,
So
it's
now,
an art. That it's a skill, it's a life skill.
So now they're in a lot of them in my office, and so the older ones, which I won't get rid of, things like I've still got a boatload. People might remember these, especially the retro. Obviously people listeners are into retro, but I've still got a load of Arcade magazine as well. That was a good magazine. That was.
Take your word
Still
for
got a
it.
load of them.
You got any old copies of Fear hanging around? Do you remember Fear?
I think I have actually. I think I've got about 3 or 4 copies of that.
Man, do you remember Fear magazine? There was Fear. What was that other one? What was the other one? Remember we did that
Dark Side.
fanzine thing? Was that Dark Side? We got reviewed in it, didn't we?
Yeah, we sent them off. Yeah, we sent our fanzine off. We got reviewed in there.
One of our precious 50 copies.
Yeah, I think I still. Yeah, I think I have, unless I've given them to someone else again, offloaded them.
Yeah, that's the skill. It's the life skill.
But because Fear was a offshoot of. It was an Ollie Frey one, wasn't it? Ollie Frey covers and stuff.
Had some really, exactly. It's why I mentioned it, because it had some classic, I mean, he was not in the Gore Zone and the Fangoria. That was Gary's thing, wasn't it? He liked his Fangorias and his Gore Zones.
It was.
We had to walk to that petrol station all the time to get that bloody magazine.
Yeah.
God, when I think about it, the things we did for him.
I know.
We escorted him all the way to that petrol station. It was a good 10-minute walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, too ill. Oh. Let's go to the shop. Let's go to the shop and get some clats.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary will be laughing at this.
Exactly.
Speaking of covers, though.
Well, yes.
In a very smooth segue.
That was a very smooth, yeah.
We've got the cover to look at because it's a new month. It is the last month. It is a new month.
It is the last one.
And they're continuing the theme, aren't they? They're basically just doing. So this month they've looked at all the license games, the film license games.
Yeah,
so it's got Batman, Robocop, and Arnie.
Well.
There is. I'm not going through them all. There's too many.
Yeah, there's loads of them in there. I mean, that cover though, that is Batman, and it's pretty good. I give him credit where credit's due. That does look like the Batman, isn't it? It's what's his name's Batman, the first one.
Yeah, it's Michael Keaton. Yeah,
Michael Keaton. Yeah, Robocop. He looks Robocop. He got the mouth shape right. Yeah, now that is Schwarzenegger-ish. There's a little bit of Die-Hard in that bit, but it's Schwarzenegger. But it's which movie is that from?
With the knife. It's got to be Predator. Is it Predator? Do you have a knife in Predator?
He does have a knife
Commando?
in Predator, famously. Could be Commando. I think it's meant to be Commando.
It looks like the side-on look of Commando, doesn't it?
It's the side-on look of Commando, but I think I'm not, because I was trying to think which film it is where he's got the big knife like that, and I think it's all of them. So that didn't narrow it down.
Raw Deal?
Well, I thought it might be Raw Deal, but there's no game for Raw Deal.
And that's a good cause, because there's no film in Raw Deal.
Exactly. So I think it must be Predator, or it must be one of them, or it can't be Running Man because he didn't have a knife in that.
No, I've got a feeling that look I think is off Raw Deal's cover, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for Raw Deal. Hang on.
It's not Terminator, is it? Because he didn't have a knife in Terminator.
It is Raw Deal. I'm looking at it right now. It's side on, but he didn't have a knife. He's holding a gun in the cover for Raw Deal.
Yeah,
he's side on and looking up. That's Raw Deal.
So they've obviously given him a knife. So, I mean, we know it was. That's not the point, I suppose. But it just seems odd that they would choose an image of him out of all the images they could have put in there. Why didn't they just put the Terminator there?
Well, true. But there's no... because there's no game of Raw Deal. I don't know. Yeah, there's no...
And it's not that other... What's that?
Well, it should have been T2, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, what's the other one? Well, he didn't have a knife in that. No, I'm thinking that one where he's in the sauna punching out all the people with the... What's that one?
Oh, Red Heat.
Red Heat. Yeah, but it's not even that, is it? Because he has that stupid hair quit in Red Heat.
Yeah, Red Heat is with side by side by John Belushi.
Yeah, no. Action. Every 64, film license reviewed. And then it says a good egg. I'm all about that, but I don't like what it is about, though. And we'll talk about that later, but not today.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
There's also the Mega Tape. There's some games in there. I did have a look at these games. I had a quick look through them. Well, Ninja Warriors we've done already. That's the middle, CinemaScope walk to the right one, killing robot ninjas.
And Silkworm we've done.
Silkworm was pretty good. Halax, that's some kind of... It's a Breakout clone, but it's not very good, I didn't think, because you can only hit the ball at like 20 degrees, no matter where you hit it, at either side.
It's Breakout, they've gone wrong. It's a broken Breakout.
It is, yeah. Shamen is actually a longer name for that, but I can't remember. That's a graphic adventure creator adventure.
Yeah.
Break, I think it's Breakdown or something. That was that a crappy shoot 'em up? I think it was
sounds like it.
That one. I can't remember half these games because I looked at them and went, oh, this is rubbish. And what was the other one? What's the other one on there? Yeah, Breakdown was a crappy shooter. Although it's dead weird, that Breakdown, because it starts off as a shooter. You get through the first part, and then it becomes a run and gun shooter. But you have limited ammo. What shooter gives you limited ammo?
Okay.
And that ammo, and that when you get down onto the planet shooting stuff that's still coming at you in formations like a left to right shooter, you have the same amount of ammo that you did in your ship, which in case your gun has the same ammo. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And there's something called Frenzy, which is a bit odd, but okay.
It's a bit of a cop out where it says, "Doctor, no mega tapes. Ask your news agent, and he'll give them to you. Our word is our bond." And that's James Bond, obviously, but that's not on the cover tape.
No, but it's part of the action, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
part
just
of
a
the
bit.
action.
It's a bit cheeky, that I think. Bit cheeky, bit misleading.
Yeah.
No.
Top tips as well.
Yeah.
This is weird, isn't it? The Detective, Hudson Hawk, Potsworth and Co., the Cool Croc Twins, and I think that says Bobby Moore.
It could be Bobby Moore. Maybe he's in it. Bobby Moore, maybe Bobby Less. But can you spot the error? Have you spotted the problem yet?
Ooh. What am I looking? What is it in the text? Is it?
No, well, it's kind of in the text and in one of the images. It's a deliberate mistake, I think. Does it not say there Dr. No?
Yeah.
Which Bond is in Dr. No?
John Connery.
Yeah, it ain't Roger Moore, is it?
No, that's true.
So it's
It
a
ain't Bobby
lie.
Moore
It's
either.
a blatant lie. That's the man with the golden gun image, I think. One of them, maybe. But Roger Moore ain't in
possibly.
Dr. No. So not your word is not your Bond. It's a lie. Bloody liars. Bloody liars. On the last cover, you couldn't hold it back. You had to lie one last time, didn't you?
Yeah, true. But you could win a bullseye board and computer game.
See, that would be a bullseye board. Isn't that not a dartboard, technically?
Yeah.
Can you call it a bullseye board? It's a dartboard.
Unless it's one of those crap ones with a prize board, and then you can't play darts on it.
You get a selection of prizes that you can either win or not win. Oh, you got two in a bed. Sorry, you don't win that prize. Sorry. Oh, I was looking forward to
I
that
just want
cake.
a normal game of darts. 501. No, there's no 501 on this.
No, it's no 501. It's just got black and red. It's black and red. It's like snooker. Except,
That's it.
That's it.
It's like a really crap snooker.
Yeah, with no white and none of the other colours. In fact, it's nothing like snooker, actually, thinking about it.
Look, did you see that? What's his face? I think it was Ronnie O'Sullivan. Speaking of snooker, I saw this thing the other day that I think it's Ronnie O'Sullivan. He got the highest televised break ever.
I thought you could only get like a certain number.
147 is what you're thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, is it? Can you get higher?
He got
than
153
that? How do you do that?
because he was he had a free ball. I think at the beginning, something weird went on at the beginning, so he could pot. He basically, I think the other guy fouled at the start, and then he couldn't see a red, so he could take one of the colours as a red, which gave him 16 reds, and then he cleared up.
Okay. Wow.
Something like that. But yeah, he got 100. I think he was 153, 154, but that's incredible.
He's crazy good at snooker, he is. He's rubbish at darts, though, because he has tiny
He's
little,
terrible at darts.
He is rubbish. You can't aim them.
He tries to throw
balls, not spikes.
He tries to throw the cues.
He'd probably be quite good at that, because I mean, you have got a distinct size advantage. That's spears, technically. You're talking about.
I was going to say that's javelin.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if he did do that, though. He walked up to like the little hockey and just pulled out a javelin. Thock.
You know, there's a thing. They've never done on one of these, they've never done javelin darts on one of these stupid game shows where you throw a javelin. It's like they've marked it out a big circle on the field as a darts board.
Lawn darts. They used to have that game in America called lawn darts, but you don't really see that over here because too many dogs were killed and cats were killed with it. So. True. I mean, you'd be surprised how many swing ball related deaths there were in the UK. It's about 8. Quite a lot.
I'll look into it. No, you won't.
No, you won't. Anyway, there you go. I suppose that was it. That's my thoughts on the cover. Anyway, it's all right, but it's got the wrong games on it and wrong things. It's a bit of a lie. There's no Raw Deal game, and Dr. No didn't feature Roger Moore, and it's not even on it anyway. So shut up.
No.
Stupid thing.
Was there actually also as well, was there a Batman game? Oh, there was a Batman based on the film game, wasn't there? Yeah, I was trying to remember.
Yeah, there was,
You have that crap fight with the Joker, don't you, where he falls off at the end?
Yes. You have to bring that up. It wasn't a great game, was it? It was just another jump across the crates, wasn't it, if I recall? Got the
gold medal,
tower
Graham.
and all that.
It was gold medal.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, that's what they gave them in cash, gold medals. And a brown envelope full of yard trimmings, gold medals. Yeah, here you go, it's your gold medals. Bit of a bow out. They were running out of stuff. They knew they were going as well. If you read the editorial, it's like, they kind of knew the writing was on the wall. So they clearly, towards the last 2 episodes, they've just gone, right, let's get some editorial crap out and just, do what we can do, because we're going to change to this new format, which is exactly the same.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
In other news, obviously, if you listened last week, you'll hear that the big news is we're kickstarting a book.
Yay.
So that the work still is going on for that. We're aiming to get that. The Kickstarter should launch 1st of May. That's the date we're looking towards getting that on.
May 1.
We're still
May 1.
finalising just to finalise a few figures. It will be a fairly shortish pre-campaign, but there will be one. But yeah, so May 1st, that'll go live for 30 days. So obviously, getting backers, let's write a book.
Buy a
It'll be
copy.
fun.
Yeah, buy a copy.
Yeah. We'll send it to you through the post.
We'll
you have to
we'll
leave
send
your
it
house.
to you. Exactly. AD will
so that
personally
is
kiss the
obviously
covers
happening.
of some of them. Well, somebody called AD
Yes.
will. It might not be that. It might not be that AD.
Yeah. It's Adrian Dougherty who works at the publisher.
He works at the publisher's printers. Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Big lips, love kissy lips.
Absolutely,
That's his nickname.
Yeah, kissy lips.
Yeah,
good old kissy lips. Yeah, it's him. Where was I on about? Yeah, so there's that. That is happening. We're still working on that at the moment. It's just getting all those figures, getting all the right figures in all the right place, and understanding them all. Sometimes
just
working
final
out
details. Exactly.
Getting the figures for a book is tricky, especially when you've done it before. People go, "Oh, there's this and this and this." You're like, "Oh, we haven't figured that."
Exactly.
We're getting around
artists are
it.
doing arty stuff. Writing is doing righty stuff. No, we're just all the pieces are coming together. It'll be an amazing thing. And the Kickstarter, the pages are all looking really good. We've had killer conversations with our super person on the inside. We can't even mention his name because he's top secret. He's one of the top men. Top men.
He's
so
top.
That's all you need to know. But top is we've got some amazing advice and guidance. We've got it's all coming together. It's just as these things just take a little bit of time, especially when you're working full time as well. But this will allow us to dedicate proper resources and time. And that's what is going to make this book awesome. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I got quite excited when I was sort of putting some of the visuals together. I was like, oh, it starts to really feel like a thing. And I'm like, yeah, this is too cool. It's going to look great on the shelf. Amazing stuff. Really cool.
It is. And we also still have a Patreon, patreon.com/Zapped to the Past. I think Graham mentioned that already. Come join, get the episodes early. You will get them a lot earlier once we switch to the 2-a-month format. And you get an extra one as well in that period as well. So we're doing that. We've got the Ko-fi and all the stuff, zappedtothe.past.shop if you want a t-shirt and things like that. And obviously we are going to Zap Live. So if you go in there, we'll say hello. Come say hello.
Yes. May the 16th in Coventry. I forget exactly where, but do come and see us. See it, say it. I'm not going to say that because I've heard that so many times on that stupid train network of ours. But just come along, say hello. Don't be scared. We're really nice people. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
So come and say hello. We'll have QR codes and stuff, so you could even, you'll be able to sort of look at the Kickstarters and help us and do stuff. And we've also got a bit, we're going to be doing some live recording as well from when we did last time. It's a really good laugh. We had a good time when we was there last time. So shall it be again. So shall it be again.
It shall. Right. I think it's about time we actually got to some games.
Yeah, I reckon we've hyperbolized enough, I think.
Yes. We've got 3 games this week, 4 next, or 5. It's a weird one next week, but there's 3 games this week. Let us get to those and let us get to the first one this week. And that game, it's a budget title. This is Reckless Rufus. R. It's one of those kind of things. We start the month with another title. This is from Alternative Software.
Okay.
They seem to be pumping out the software at this point, don't they? Pumping it out. Pump it. Yeah. Pump it, baby. Pump it.
Baby.
Reckless Rufus. £4. Could have been yours for £4.
£4.
Yeah, the coder here is Michael J. Berry, and astute listeners with good memories may remember Mr. Berry from Poing, reviewed all the way back in episode 151, May 1990. I also remember that I absolutely hated it, and it actually pains me to have to mention it again. I could not stand that game. It was bloody awful. I really did. The visuals here are by David Green. He did Poing. He also did something called Sentence, which we've never seen. Well, I don't know.
Nope.
Michael J. Berry and Royal Fielding, they also did the visuals. And the music is by David Green. He did Poing as well.
The Poing gang.
The Poing gang. Yeah, it's the Poingers. There's a story here for Reckless Rufus. It goes like this. Having hidden aboard the vast mining ship, the Astro Cruiser, hoping to save a fortune on a cheap year return ticket to Earth, Rufus had goofed.
Yeah. Okay.
He had been caught trying to buy some licorice sweets from a deactivated android. Pretty dumb, huh? As a
Yeah.
result, Admiral Grieve had beamed our reckless hero onto the planet Killy and told him to collect as many of the rare crystals found there as possible. And only then would the Admiral decide whether or not to take him back to Earth.
Okay.
Problems for Rufus were not to stop at simply finding sufficient crystals, but became more complicated with the existence of deadly traps and an infestation of hostile aliens. Fortunately, Rufus had been given a laser gun, although it had a limited supply of laser bullets. Will Rufus make it, or is he doomed from the start? It is your task to help Rufus get home to Earth and his beloved bus ticket collection. Good luck.
Ah.
Rufus is counting on you. There you go.
Good luck, Frank.
There's a Spectrum-style loading screen showing Rufus getting grabbed by Admiral Grieve. Probably. I'm guessing it's him.
Sounds painful.
It looks quite painful as well.
Grabbed by the Admirals.
Grabbed by the Greaves. Oh, right in the Greaves.
Oh, right in the Greaves. Right in the Greaves.
It's got colour clash. It's got colour clash. And it's got garish colours. And we have another Michael Berry title screen here. Right, that was one of the things with Poing, wasn't it? The music here is not as bad as it was on Poing, which is one thing, because I hated it. But again, the Poing, we described the Poing title screen as the Homer's webpage of title screens at the time. I went.
We did.
To it. But again, here there's a lot going on. There's a Rasterbar logo at the top, lots of sideboard of stuff going on for reasons. There's credit with Rasterbar's colours fading in and out, and a scrolling message at the bottom with the credits again. It's too much. Well designed. It's too much. And you know, less is always better, really, isn't it? Less is always better
minimalism.
than overly designed more. I mean, even though we didn't like that bangers and mash, that front end was quite nice. It was quite simple.
Yeah.
Worked.
Quite comic-like, yeah.
Yeah, there's no difficulty options for this. All you can do is press fire to start the game, where you can put in a level code if you have one. But if not, level 1 awaits you. Ooh. So this is another in the long line of single-screen puzzle games that we've seen so many of over the last year or two. The screen is split, UI at the bottom showing your score. And beneath this, it says the word block. And there's a number next to it, just block. Then you have your ammo counter made up of various coloured animated circles and your lives, and finally the number of crystals presently collected. There's also a timer counting down visually on the right of the screen as well. Now, I will say that from a visual point of view, I did quite like this game. I do quite like it. The UI was nicely laid out and designed, although I thought the animated circles were a bit much. It's like these guys just don't know when to stop. Like, just stop.
Yeah,
very busy. Please just stop. Yeah, but it does look good. You know, that UI takes about 4 characters. The game takes up the rest, apart from that sort of decreasing bar on the right. It's a grid-based game, and the grid is made up of 13 spaces across by 7 down. On level 1, most of the grid is empty space, although for some reason they decided to clutter this with visual noise.
That background works a bit better without that so much busyness and that.
Yeah, I think they've just left it black. You know, it would have been easier to read and not quite so visually cluttered. It just know when to stop, guys. Know when to stop.
Yeah.
Dotted around the grid, there's various squares, some with Boulder Dash style crystals on, some that are plain dirt tiles, and some that have numbers on them at this point. Your job is simple. To get to the next level, you must collect at least 5 crystals on the screen. Sometimes there are more, and you should collect 5, it seems. You can move Rufus in the 4 compass directions, left, right, up, down, and you can hold down fire. Do that and move the joystick in one of those 4 directions. He fires one of the limited ammo you have in that direction. Why would you do this? Well, each screen is beset by at least 2 randomly spawning and randomly moving enemies that you need to either avoid or shoot. If you avoid them, they will eventually just move off the screen, and you know they have patterns that they move in. Different ones have different patterns. They will move off the screen eventually. Some will bounce, some will move in sort of up, down, left, right. They'll go all in all. You'll kind of learn them, but they're annoying. But like I said, most of the grid is empty. There's no spaces to move on to. If you move on to an empty space or a background space from a standard grid square, you'll fall to your doom and lose a life.
That's it.
3 of them as well. Similarly, contact with an enemy will also see you die as well. If you die, then it takes you back to the beginning of the level to do it all again. So collecting all the diamonds must be done in one constant go. So the puzzling here comes with figuring out how you are going to reach the diamonds. And this is done by using the blocks with numbers on them. When you move on to one, the number beneath the word block in the UI will change to the number that was on the block that you've landed on. You can then safely move into empty space. This will create a new block. You can create as many new blocks as the original number. So when it starts, you'll see a block sort of beneath you with 3 on it. Move on to this. Then you can create 3 new blocks by moving it into empty space. Every time you move, the number at the bottom will count down until it reaches 0. Then you can make no more new blocks. So pathing your way across the level to reach the crystals is the puzzle here. That's what you've got to do. Work out that I could do 3 downwards to get to that grid, That one's got a 2 on it. I can then move two up and, up, down. It's working that out. That's how you do this.
That's correct.
It allows you to navigate the empty space and working out where you need to create new blocks to work on to reach crystals. It's all about. Some blocks will also release a bonus item. Don't worry about those because you'll never be able to get them as they float upwards and you don't have any blocks to walk on to catch them. So just ignore them.
Very true. Just ignore that.
Yeah. However, there are more blocks than simply numbered blocks to contend with, and there are 130 levels in this game.
Wow, it's quite a lot.
It's a lot for a £4 game. 130 levels, a lot going on here. And according to the instructions, these are standard numbered blocks. Rufus can safely stand on these. There's the fast timer countdown. When Rufus stands on this, it causes the countdown timer on the right of the screen to speed up for a while. You don't want that. There's a block with a diamond shape on it. These are the crystals. Collect 5 crystals to complete the level. These blocks turn into standard blocks once the crystal is collected. There's the electric block. Only safe to stand on when it's electrically inactive. There's the fader. This looks like a normal block, but quickly fades to nothing once Rufus stands on it, so move on quickly. A collapsing block, basically. There's Rufus power. This is pretty rare, but very useful when Rufus gets it. It makes him indestructible by aliens for the duration of the screen. There's the bonus block. These give Rufus bonus points, and then become standard blocks. There's slip left. Once on these, Rufus can no longer control his movement. He slips in the direction indicated until he lands on a non-slip block. There's also slip right, slip up, and slip down. These are basically arrows pointing in a direction. You go on there, it moves you in the direction it's going to go, and you can do nothing until you stop. There's the sticky block. Rufus gets stuck to these for a few seconds, unable to move. There's warp. This warps Rufus 2 places in the direction indicated. The direction arrow constantly changes. Goes left, up, right, down, in a circle. So it does. So careful timing is required for Rufus to be warped in the right direction. There's the Chomper, a very dangerous block. It looks just like a safe standard block until Rufus steps onto it. That's annoying, isn't it? How are you supposed to know that? There's Trekkie doors. Rufus falls through as if he's standing on... Rufus falls through these if he's standing on them when they open. Okay. There's the Reverser. After standing on this block, Rufus moves in the opposite direction to that indicated by joystick movements for a short while. I hate them as well. I hate them. There's the Invisiblock. Rufus becomes invisible for a while after standing on these. While invisible, Rufus cannot be killed by the aliens, but it's difficult to keep track of his movements, so beware of wandering into trouble. There's ammo. This replenishes Rufus' stock of laser bullets. There's a countdown mine. Looks like an innocent standard block, but if Rufus is still standing on it when it explodes a few seconds later, tough. Die, I guess. Heart. Collect 3 for an extra life for Rufus. There's the switch. Each time Rufus stands on this, it toggles the switch holes. The switch holes, these are toggled by the switch blocks between being safely filled or dangerously open holes. There's one of them on the very first screen, actually, which is
like a dangerous open hole.
Yeah, no one wants that. You don't want a switch hole, no.
You really don't.
There's the freezer. No. There's the freezer. This freezes the aliens for a while, though they can still kill Rufus should he walk into them. And you should, rightly so. You're an idiot if you walk into them. Hyperspace, useful for moving instantly to another part of the screen. The move is always from one hyperspace block to another. There you go. Watch out for a few surprise blocks, though. These have obvious effects once you see them. Good luck. There you go. So there's a lot to deal with here. Okay. Yeah. And I would say the game introduces these slowly, but I'll be lying because the second level has sliding blocks, disintegrating blocks, warps, and level 3 is nothing but sliding and disintegrating blocks and so on. Like, it's just like, okay, this ramps up quickly, but it won't really matter because your patience will have been stretched and broken by then and frustration will have set in. Probably around somewhere on level 1 because the damn enemies, which changed this game from a nice puzzler to an absolute pain in the arse.
Correct.
Visually, despite the overly busy background, there are elements that I really liked. The high-res overlay sprites are well designed and animated, and they do look good. There's no rhyme nor reason to them, but they do look nice. They just sort of float around getting your way, but they do look good. Your main character is also very well done. It's like a well-animated. It's well-animated as he rolls from block to block. He's like a space opera, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of in design, and he sort of rolls forward and rolls around, and it's very cool. The sprite design here is excellent. Sound effects as you move about are also well done. Game runs with no bugs or glitches that I could see. All plays very well, feels very polished. I'll give it that. However, some of the blocks are quite hard to differentiate. Cracked blocks being barely different from normal blocks, which can easily lead to a quick death. Level 2, just to warn you, if you get here, has a sliding part that leads immediately to a cracked block. And when I did that, I was like, straight onto the cracked block, fell through. It's like, well, it's just plain nasty.
Yeah.
You know. So the onboarding here is just non-existent, and it's only exacerbated by the enemies that will kill you far more than any of the puzzles will. Because once you get your head around how this moves around, you can progress, but not with the enemies. They're annoying, they're constant, and they pretty much ruin the game. As I said, they get in the way, they move too fast for you to react to at times. They're just a pointless addition to this game. 130 levels here to go at. That's going to take some time to get through. And you've got the passwords and everything, so you can, it's only £4. You'd have a nice bit of time working your way through this. And that'd be more than enough for a budget puzzler. Way more. We've said loads of times that those full price puzzle games that would have fared better in the budget range. Here we have one. All the ingredients are there. And then they went and added random spawning enemies. It's simply a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Level 2 has you waiting for an arrow to spin, one of the spinny arrows to go in the right direction to use. But as you wait, enemies will just be there. They'll probably kill you because you're waiting. Because you can't move. You can't really get out of the way because you're limited in where you can move to because you can only move on the tracks you've created. It's not like you can move around the screen to get out of the way. Once an enemy's got to come into you, you're like, it's going to get me in it. And they'll make you rush and you'll not notice a cracked block and so on and so on. They just die because of these sodding enemies. They only serve to hurry and harass. And surely that's what the timer on the right is for?
Yep.
You've got a puzzle element. The timer on the right is the thing that makes you hurry. You speed that up. Let the player know that that's being sped up. You don't throw enemies on. It's an element too far to have random enemies in this game. You could have enemies, yes, but fixed enemies that were part of the puzzles to solve. Fixed turrets, for example, that sort of shot across the thing and you had to sort of work out a way to get past them or turn them off with switches. Enemies that move on a predictable patrol route, sort of things like that. We sort of go around in a circle and you're like, right, I kind of need to avoid them. I need to build a grid across where they're going to go. But anything like that, they're all fine. Part of the game is you need to learn them and how to move around them. But making them random, coming on screen at speed, several times I was just killed by an enemy. It just came on the screen next to me, dead. Like nothing I could do, because you're waiting for, trying to work out where your next going dead, And then it's made worse by making the player start the level every time they're killed. Often by something they couldn't control. It just about ruins this game. If you look at the comments in Lemon as well, everybody pretty much says the same about this. Failure in a puzzle game, and this is the underlying problem here, failure in a puzzle game should be your fault.
Yes.
Not the fault of random happenstance.
No, absolutely.
If you make a puzzle game and the fault you die or you fail because of random nonsense, that's a problem with the game. You should fail because you fail to consider something, plan it out properly, or whatever it is. But the onus is on you to fail, and it's on you to succeed. Here, you can die by just random crap, and it's a shame. Because underneath that, there's a nice budget single-screen puzzler here, but those enemies, we've said it before, we've said it again, this is subtraction by addition on an epic scale.
Yep.
They added in something, and they subtracted so much goodwill and good faith in this game. I've never, it's one of the worst cases of it I've ever seen. Such a shame. There's a really good game here, and it's just ruined. What did you think?
Exactly the same. I liked what I played of this up till I started getting harassed by the enemies all the time, and it just very quickly killed it. I haven't felt the levels of frustration I felt with that game since I played Nebulous. Nebulous does that trick where you hear that noise, and you think, oh, God, there's an alien coming exactly on line where I am. I've got to get out of the way. This just did that, but without even the courtesy of a warning. So there was many times when I've got the block, I'm just heading down. If you're on the left-hand side, an enemy comes in from the right, dead. And you can't get out of the way. There's nothing you can do. I don't like that. I don't like when I'm being spawned and killed within seconds, and then it's back to the start again. Now, yes, you can shoot, but there's too many enemies for your ammo limit. So either don't have an ammo limit at all, so that you can just shoot them, which makes the game, because the game's hard enough without them. Or the game, should I say, the game is hard enough with having them in there, but it's fine. So an infinite level of ammo would have been better. The fact that you can run out of ammo and time and lives, it's just too much. It's too much too quickly. It's too challenging. The actual basic premise of the game, the puzzle part, is really good. It'd be great on mobile, this. It's almost written for it, really. And I really like the idea of it. The tile base, the single screen, everything had it going for it. But when it played, initially I thought, this is quite good. And I had quite a few goes at this and didn't make it more past level. I got to, I think, level 3. But it just became insurmountable. Even when you can restart from there, you're very quickly overwhelmed and you cannot react. Because there's not enough screen real estate to react upon, you're on a fixed path. So you can't really get out the way of things. And in some instances, I was impossibly trapped. And I'm like, well, if you're creating a game where there are impossible traps, you're not giving the player any kind of leeway. You're not showing them any mercy. And in actuality, it's almost like you hate the player. You can't hate the players when you make a game, because ultimately you're making a game to get them to enjoy it. I found myself really wanting to enjoy this, and it just beat me down to the point where I was like, I just gave up with it, because I was like, I'm just getting frustrated now. I'm not enjoying myself. What looked like something that I could really enjoy myself with, I was just finding annoying. And it was only on those stupid enemy types. It would have been hard enough if it just had 1 or 2 enemies and the blocks changing around and everything. No, it reminded me a little bit of a kind of a Boulder Dashy type sort of deal as well, with the little diamonds. And I quite liked it for what it was doing. And the design idea, the idea of the puzzles, great, but those damn enemies, it just ruined it. And like I said in the preamble, it's surprising that they just haven't learned that lesson. I mean, we have been saying there's too many enemies since about episode 2 of this podcast. This isn't something new. We've been banging that drum for as long as the podcast has been alive, saying that there's too many enemies, they're spawning too quickly, you're overwhelmed, can't get out of the way. We've been saying that since the early days, and it just what's alarmed me most of all is that we are now all the way to the end of Zapped 64 and very much the closing stages of the first phase of the podcast, as it were. And that lesson still is not one that's been thoroughly learned. I think it's just a shame. What a great game that would have been a really strong contender for one of the great games had it not done that, but it did. So there we go. No, I found it impossible to enjoy. Impossible.
Yeah. Reminded me a bit of, when I think about it, it's like a Bomboozle sprang to mind when you look at the 2D version. Yeah,
it is very Bomboozly and very, it's just got a good pedigree. The game design that it was aiming for is good. What they didn't do in any of those was fill them full of remorseless enemies and then just make it so you get trapped. No, it didn't do that. And because of that, it ruined, which is, like I said, it's such a shame. Such a shame.
It is. Massive shame. There you go. Reckless Rufus. Reckless design decision. That's what that is.
Yeah, catastrophic.
Yeah, ruined Rufus. Anyway, there you go. That's our first game for this week. And that's it for this part. We've got music and stuff. We still have 2 more games. We'll come to them later. But we are going to go away, take a quick break and come back. And we will be looking at the music. So the singles and albums that came out in November 1992. Please do stick with us.
The novel Escape from the Commodore 64 by David Hearn is out now. Crash landing on a green planet full of vector graphics, can Sarah find a way to escape for real? Or is she stranded on a planet full of sun, sea, and chippy tea forever? Imagine finding yourself in a cinematic karate game, having to rescue a princess or remain stuck under the run-stop key forever. What about finding yourself on a space freighter full of robots? Could you clear the decks? If you were transported back to a Wild West town, having to round up outlaws, could you survive until sunset? What if you were a wizard with a cat who must colour worlds? Could you beat the game, or would a virtual guitar solo announce your demise? Sarah might just be another visitor, but she doesn't want to stay a while, never mind forever. Available from Amazon and all good online retailers, discover if there's a way out in Escape from the Commodore 64. Visit davidhearnwriter.com to find out more.
And we're back. We're back looking at the music for November 1992. And Graham, this is the last music section.
It is the last one, isn't it? Yeah. My gosh, yes, it's the last one. The last time, well, maybe not the last time we'll look at music, but the last time we'll look at it this way. In this way.
Yes, absolutely.
Give secrets away there, but there you go.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll do other bits around some music from the time, but yeah, we won't sort of be this kind of
no, we're not going to look at the charts. No, I don't think we'll be doing that again. Not like this.
No.
Not like this.
There you go.
No. What a journey it's been, though. I tell you what, it has massively improved my pub quiz knowledge about music. It's crazy doing all of this.
Yeah, I know.
Mad, isn't it? I'm like, if I'm in a pub quiz and it's like a music round, I'm like that one, especially if it's 80s or early to mid 80s to the 90s. I'm like unmatched. Crazy. Well, probably unless you were on the opposing team, of course, because you're equally as versed. And Gary, of course.
Equally as because Gary's just a savant, isn't he? In those kind of
well, he's an encyclopedia, isn't he? So
yes, he's a something. Yeah. I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway, number one singles. In for the first 2 weeks. And then for the first 2 weeks, number one is "End of the Road" by Boys to Men.
Boys or Men, yeah. It's the end. Boys it wasn't Men, though. Just kept on trucking. Well, it's about to get hoyed out in it, so it's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we don't like that. Replacing that for the following 2 weeks, we don't like this either. It's "Would I Lie to You" by Charles and Eddie.
I lie to you. Oh, doopy doopy dee. That's the one. Like that either. This is what was going on. Not good for me. That people didn't like it, obviously, but not me.
And then the start of another long run at number one for the last week of November. It was "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, yeah, that was number one for ages, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bloody. It was around for ages. This was. Did it nearly knock off Bryan Adams as the longest one? As well?
I don't think it's just shy of it. It wasn't far off. I don't know how many weeks it was, but it was a lot. It was a lot. It was everywhere. You couldn't get away from it.
Yeah, big song, big voice. Bodyguard,
film.
wasn't it? From the Bodyguard, the film.
Bodyguard, yeah, huge hit, yeah. And obviously it was a cover as well. Colour of Dolly Parton sang it originally in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. She sang it to a sweaty and nervous-looking Burt Reynolds in that film, I believe. So,
Not sure I wanted to know that. At least this doesn't sound too much then like Whitney Houston, which is always a good thing. It's an old joke they brought back.
Exactly, we're bringing that one back. She was in a lot of trouble for sounding way too much like Whitney Houston. Was Whitney Houston?
And here's the thing as well. I've never seen The Bodyguard.
Have you not?
Nope, I've never watched it. I've seen bits of it. I've seen loads of bits of it. I've seen obviously all the clips in the video, and I've seen it's been on TV, and I've kind of caught a bit. But I've never watched it from beginning to end.
You know, I'm thinking the same thing. Actually, I don't think I've seen it all the way through. It wasn't my cup of tea, but it was filling cinemas at the time. You know, I didn't go and see it at the cinema. That would have been the sort of thing you'd have taken your girlfriend to, but I didn't have one, so I didn't bother with that.
No, true. But I don't know. It just never appealed to me. And usually, I like Kevin Costner. I like kind of sort of actiony, thrillery type ones
movies,
as these are. Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't have gone seen this, but I never did, and I never have. Maybe I'll write that and watch it sometime. I probably
should. You would probably like it, actually.
Maybe we'll see. It could be. Anyway, number one albums. We've spoken about this in for the first week. Glittering Prize 8192. That was Simple Minds best of.
Yeah.
Replacing that for the next week, there was Keep the Faith by Bon Jovi.
Yeah, inevitably went to number one.
Yeah, but from the wiki on this, it says that they got rid of the bass. This was the last time the bass guitarist Alec John Such was dismissed from the band after this in 94. The band Keep the Faith marked a change to a more serious interpretation of the band's pop metal groove.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, but pop metal groove, that's the Aldi where I live, according to what 3 words?
That explains a great deal about that album and about Aldi in general.
Indeed. Following that, for 1 week, there was the greatest hits of Cher, 1965 to 1992.
Would it have been greatly different if it had been the greatest shits of Cher? I think it would.
I mean, you could make that joke about anyone.
We should have, and we haven't. That's my point. We've never done the greatest shits.
I don't know.
Have we not done that? Have we not said, that album's so bad it's more like a greatest shits? We've never done that joke in all the years of the podcast. Crazy. We have now.
But you can follow up with that's not something I would want to share.
Very good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
there you
like
go.
It. Share jokes for the win.
And then there was Pop, the first 20 hits by Erasure. Got another compilation, I'm guessing. Christmas is certainly coming.
Christmas is coming. Yeah, Christmas is coming like winter. Winter's coming in Christmas.
It is, yeah. Right, singles. In on 1st of November. In at number 6 was Boss Drum by the Shamen.
Yeah, sounded like Move Any Mountain-y vibes, didn't it? That one. More like, less E's are good, more, E's aren't so good, it turns out, because there was a different vibe.
Yeah. It's that snare sound, isn't it? That snare fill that they use a lot of.
Yeah. Yeah. It is something to do with that, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I don't remember this, but it's not too bad. I prefer it to the others, but, it's all right.
It's all right. I wouldn't say it was lovely, but it was all right.
No. In at number 10 is Who Needs Love Like That by Erasure.
I thought it was weak, this, and then it occurred to me that this is probably a very early song of theirs, and it was.
Yeah, it's a debut single. This is a remix of the debut single.
Yeah, I made me realise that they got better than that. I didn't think it was up to much, but you could sort of see the direction they were headed. The video was a bit of a mishmash, though, wasn't it, for that?
Yeah, it's a bit on the weird side. In at number 22 is Too Much Too Young by the Little Angels.
Fresh in off a DeLorean when the time travelled from 1986.
True. Graham, good rock never goes out of style. Unfortunately, this is not good rock.
It's not good rock, is it? It's like Blackpool rock. It was awful. It sounded like a slowed down Aerosmith, I thought. And that's never a good thing. There's far too many Aerosmith clones as it is. No.
Yeah, that's a bad sign, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a great song. That's Too Much Too Young. Anyway, in at number 23 is Hello, Turn Your Radio On by Shakespeare's Sister.
It was all right, that.
Yeah, I really like this. I kind of had vague memories of it, but then as I more listened to it, I went, oh, yeah, I just thought, she's so glad, isn't she? She got out of under Stockake and Walkman. They could do this kind of stuff. Interesting video, which is pretty cool. I like the fact they're sort of in that Victorian box.
Yeah, they had good videos. I give them that. Yeah,
that's it. And I have to say, even bleached out to apocalyptic proportions, Simone Pegay is still goddamn amazing.
Yeah, she looks the part in that one. I thought that would be tickling your fuzz box. Your radio dials were tuned to that frequency. I think that was ADFM. But in all fairness, I wasn't sure what to expect. So when I first saw it and heard it, I thought, Then I realised which song it was. I was like, actually, this is pretty good. And I thought, at least it's different because there's so much that is, the Robotronic conveyor belt of mundanity has been pumping out house tracks deluxe now since the samplers have just upped the ante on the quality. So now every Tom, Dick and Harry is pumping out these average house tracks and middle of the road housey dance, pub filling, DJ kind of tracks, the type. There's a lot of that, so much of that it's almost blanded out the landscape for something unique to come along, which is the tragedy here, is that I probably didn't do very well because of all of that, but it's pretty good, actually, that. Quite different.
Yeah, we like that. Number 26 is the Fred EP, St. Etienne, Flowered Up and Rockingbirds. I thought this was awful.
Yeah, charity record. I don't think it would have raised much for charity, though.
No, they were doing covers of Bright Said Fred songs, weren't they?
Yeah, it was St. Etienne singing I'm Too Sexy at one point or something like that. It was all kinds of weird. I don't know what genius thought that was going to work. I mean, surely when they recorded that, even though it's for charity, surely when they recorded that, someone just went, "Oh, it sounds awful." But nobody did.
Let's never release this. Burn the tapes. Get out my studio. Never dank my door again, Etienne. Bog off with your Larry la la las.
Look, here's $2,000. Just put it in any charity box you like.
Go and float off. I bet Gary likes it because he loves St. Etienne.
I think it would strain even his ear muscles on that one, I think.
Maybe. In at number 27 is The Last Song by Elton John. Promise you don't keep.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't keep that promise at all, does he? Very emotional song, Adrian. I hope you were crying real tears. It was, wasn't it? Massively so. I've never cried so much at a man's wig. I
think this song is written by that wig.
I think it's in control, isn't it? It's like it's what they call it's Paradroid.
It's the Hypnotoad, I thought.
Hypnotoad. I'm thinking it's the
slugs in it, the brain slugs. It's an influence device. Yes.
Yeah, it's the wig version. So it just when it lands on different heads, it's trying to work its way up the music chain. So.
Where would it go next? Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart. Yeah, well, it landed them and turned into a beard. We'll see later. It turned into a black beard.
Everyone realised what it was up to, sort of thing, when it landed on Phil Collins' head. You've got no hair.
Yeah. You've got no hair, but you've got it now. And you were never an easy lover, but he is now.
He is now. Yeah, that's a mop and a half. Crap song as well.
Yep.
And number 32 is Don't Stop by K-Klass.
Stabby Trumpets are back with a vengeance. A vengeance. We didn't want them back.
No, Tass. It's my one way to review.
I mean, look, it's everything that could go wrong went wrong, didn't it? Crap song, really annoying video. She's singing off key through most of it, which is pretty bad.
I know.
I mean, like bad. I mean, that's recorded. I mean, goodness me. I mean, I know this predates auto-tune, but I'm pretty sure someone needs to go back in time and present it to them and go, look, maybe you invented it, but like he does in that Star Trek movie with transparent aluminium. No, which is, by the way, I just realised a really good name for an album. Think about it. Anyway, it's by the by. It's arse,
strong
right?
glass.
Arse. Yeah, well, that's what he has it for the whales, doesn't he? When they're transporting whales through time in Star Trek, the Voyage. No, the Voyage Home. Yeah, the fourth one.
Yeah, the Voyage Home. Yeah. In at number 35 is Poing by the Rotterdam Termination Source.
Yes, damn that thing. Damn it. You need to be really into techno for that. How that child, I have no idea.
You just need to be off your tits.
Yeah, you need to be consuming quite a large quantity of cake so your Shatner's bassoon is really vibrating for that thing because it's
absolutely
bloody awful. I like techno at the best of times. I really like the really aggressive, the really hardcore techno. Even I like that, but not like this.
No,
bloody
like
awful cacophony of shite. Horrible.
In at number 36 was Heartbreak Radio by Roy Orbison.
The Orbison has returned. All praise the Orbison.
You cannot leave.
Enter the Orbison. Are you too good for your Orbison? It's from that timeless dimension, isn't it? The Orbison dimension, where he exists in a no-time state. No time passes for him. He is Orbison. He is one with the time spectrum.
We are just floaters through the Orbison transom.
I don't think I want to be a floater.
We are all floaters to the Orbison.
Yeah, we're floaters in the Orbison toilet. It's Roy Orbison, so it comes from nowhere. It literally just appeared from nowhere. A guy was in his recording studio. He got like a slight itch and a bit of a headache, and when he went out, got a paracetamol, came back in, and it was done. They'd been in, the Wilburys had been in, recorded it because it's got a Wilbury in there. Rogue Wilbury appears, doesn't he?
I know. All that was left on the chair was just a small Wilbury leaf.
Exactly.
I don't know what that is, but.
Well, Roy Orbison summoned a Wilbury. Now, we're not exactly sure how he does that. Maybe it's a magic chant or some words. I don't know, but he summoned a Wilbury and that Jeff Lynne appeared, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's the Wilbury pitch, which only Orbison can reach.
The Wilbury pitch. This song is in the Wilbury pitch. Oh, I'm not sure we can record that. Have we got any decent microphones? You don't need microphones for the Wilbury pitch. It will just appear on the record.
It will be, that's it.
I think it probably is that. Yes, it's the Orbison. It's recorded in full Orbison and Orbison's technology. It's the Orbison.
It's Dolby Orbison.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a real thing. He has his own sound. So he's from his own dimension, for goodness sake. A dimension where everybody is Orbison. They're all one and the same. It's like the Borg, the Borbison. They're the Orb.
Or the Nesta.
We are
a load
the
of
Orbison.
Orbisons stood in a row.
Eating sausages. I like the
Except
idea
this
of
one,
that, actually.
the one at the back eats the sausage, and the one at the front tastes it.
I don't think back sausage is a thing I was prepared to think about. But I'm digging it. I'll go with it. I'll go with your flow. I'm digging that, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, you can count on the Orbisons.
Can always count on the Orbisons. In at number 38 is Queen of Rain by Roxette.
You can't count on these. Bugger off. Go away. You're done. That's what I thought. You were done a while ago.
Yeah. Terrible lyrics in this song as well. I know they're not natural English speakers, but so in a big, big house, there are big, big doors. Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah, with, I guess, big, big keys and big, big floors. I don't know. I'm guessing. And
big handles.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly. Big knockers. That's such a cheap carry-on pun. I can't believe I even said that and then chuckled afterwards. I'm ashamed of myself in more ways than I care to think about. Terrible.
8th of November. Let's just move on.
For God's sake.
In at number 7 is Never Let Her Slip Away by Undercover.
No.
Oh, this.
No, it's a crap
away.
cover. No.
Slip
no, it's
away.
That's not. No, it's not that.
Is
It's
it?
no, it's a talk to my
Never.
baby on the telephone long distance.
Oh, which is this one?
That's the Never Let Her Slip Away. That's the by Undercover. It's a cover of that amazing
Oh, I don't know.
song. Such a great song. Never Let Her Slip Away. It's a cover of that,
Yeah.
but danced up housey version. It's arse.
Yes. It
Arse.
was everywhere. I seem to remember it was everywhere. I heard this a lot.
It was like in Cleethorpes, like chlamydia, actually. Really, that.
Yeah. Number 12. And at number 12, I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston.
Yeah, Powerhouse, isn't it? That, I'm sorry, yeah, Powerhouse vocals.
yeah.
You've written that. Yeah, it is. Powerhouse. Why did I say it like that? Powerhouse. It's a powerhouse, Adrian. It's a powerhouse. I don't know why I said it like that. Powerhouse.
We've kept it together for 221 episodes. It's all
It's
going
because
off.
we're excited because it's the last one. It's a powerhouse of vocals. That it is. You know, it's Whitney Houston. She's amazingly talented. Was sadly passed away now. Amazingly talented woman, and her voice was incredible. Nobody else could sound like her apart from Whitney Houston.
And that was to her detriment.
It was.
Number 22 is Stop the World, Extreme.
Oh, if only they'd stop bloody recording. Look, I liked Extreme for one song, all right? And I'm starting to regret that. You know, bloody hell.
This was a mess, wasn't it? A lack of cohesion to this.
Yeah, that's the right word. I was trying to think of what it was, but crappy mix is what I thought. But lack of cohesion's much better. It is. It makes no sense. I mean, you've got a rubber band singing for your band. You're in territory unknown with that. That could go any number of different ways. He could snap. He could ping. He could do anything. He
Get
could
in your
catapult.
eye.
He could get in your eye.
In your eye.
He could flick at any point in time. If you're near Gary Sharon, he can flick a paperclip at you at 100 miles an hour. He's a dangerous, dangerous man. However, that said, he's doing his rubbery thing, isn't he? Problem I had with this is, like you said, every person's for himself. You know, they're all playing. I'm pretty sure they were playing 4 songs, and then when the guy in the studio, he just sort of went, I'll try and bring it together, but I don't know if it will work, and it didn't work. So
Nope.
No. Awful bloody thing.
Yeah. In at number 23 is The Queen of Outer Space by The Wedding Present.
I noticed that it started with a tortoise on its back, didn't it? It's belly baking in the hot sun, but you're not helping, Adrian. You're not helping. It's a Nexus bloody 6.
He quite possibly is. I mean,
He
it was
is.
a wedding present, isn't it? Only androids could sound like this for so long.
He wouldn't pass a Voight conf test, would he? With that, he actually did it. He made it happen.
No, I wouldn't.
I really want to see that scene now in Blade Runner with that guy from the wedding present in
doing
there.
it.
Tell me a little
Your
bit about your
haircut.
recording career. My recording career. I'll tell you about my recording career.
In at number 30 is Taste It by In Excess.
What happened to them? What happened? I mean, talk about a fall from grace. Goodness me. Wow.
Yeah. Further evidence of a band who didn't know what to do with unlimited resources and time.
No, I mean, at a certain point, he starts dating Kylie Minogue. Even that didn't help him. So.
No. I mean, it's a sad loss. Michael Hutchins, he was great.
Yeah.
Early years,
Cool guy.
great. It's a bit of their own ass, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They bloody well did.
He did. In at number 31 is Who Pays the Piper by Gary Clayle on You Sound System.
Oh, there's something wrong with human nature. It's the follow-up, isn't it?
Something wrong with his eyes.
There is bloody ping pong balls with dots on. Who has eyes like that? And I tell you what that is, Adrian. That's someone that's done far too much speed and ease. That's what that is.
Speed and ease.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm just presuming that somebody whose pupils are so contracted to the point when they are literally a pinprick black dot on a giant white ball, egg-like ball, and you're going and singing a crazy song. And it's just the video so full of close-ups of himself. It's like, just exactly how narcissistic were you, Mr. Clayle? Very, I think. Very. The modern curse. Very.
Yeah. And at number 33 is Oh No, Not My Baby by Cher.
Yeah, forgettable.
Yeah, this is rubbish. This is not a way you want to, sell a best of, is it?
No, and I found
what do we know? It went to number one.
It went to number one, but I found a weird version of it where she sang it on Going Live of all the TV shows to sing it on. I just didn't expect to see Cher on that. You get a kids' morning show, Saturday morning TV show.
She's a bit saucy, isn't she, Cher?
Yeah, on that it was a breakfast sauce. I bet that there was dads probably sat kids eating the breakfast cereal. Just don't turn it over just yet. Leave it on a minute.
I'll just chew this toast a bit slower.
Yeah, exactly. So just go and make me a cup of tea, will you? I'm going to be here a while.
Do you want milk in that, Dad? No. In at number 36 is Bitches Brew by In Spiral Carpets.
Yeah, not my scene.
How off his head does he look?
He is mongoed.
I don't even know what. I'm surprised he's even singing lyrics.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. Yeah,
he's so off his face.
Yeah, he is as high as can be in that. Yeah, he is floating around, and I don't think he knows where he is, what he's doing. And there is a very peculiar hieroglyphic behind him of somebody holding up a giant fish, which I don't think is a legitimate Egyptian hieroglyph. I feel I'm not sure what the ancient Egyptian story of the giant fish with the man holding it is. I don't know what that is. Give a man a fish and he'll.
You don't know your ancient Egyptian history, then, do you?
I don't. I thought I was well versed in it. I wasn't familiar with the giant fish deity. So.
No. The song isn't too bad though. If you dig this kind of thing, it's better than some earlier stuff, but he's off his face.
I was waiting then, by the way, for you to unleash upon us some Egyptian-based god fishy titles, and they never came.
I don't. Godfishes. Oh no! I'm trying to think of Egyptian gods: Osiris, Ra. I don't know. Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun.
There you go.
Right, I'll give you that one. Here you go. I'll give you that. That's pretty good. All right. It took a while, but you got there. And it's episode 222, remember? So you're allowed that one.
Yeah. Tutankhamun.
So stupid, but that's who it is.
That's pretty good, I thought. Anyway,
Tutankhamun. Anyway, okay, move on, please. For goodness.
In at number 30, we need to move on because at number 39 is Gold by East 17.
Was this a parody? This?
I think it is. I think they're just going anti-take that. They're going, it has to be because it's so stupid.
I don't think it was. I think that's the point.
I think it was. I think if you look at them, they're having a right DOS.
They are. I mean, I thought when I first saw them, they've got them little angel wings on and they're running around. I thought to myself, have a word with your costume department. You look like a bunch of idiots. But then you might be right. Maybe it was they were. I mean, they never took themselves that seriously, did they? I think.
No.
But at the same time, I didn't really make the anti-take that connection. But you might be right. There was a bit of rivalry, wasn't there, between all these boy bands?
They had to at this point. They were the upcoming. Take that. Was it A Million Love Songs? What was the one we saw recently?
Yeah, Million Love Songs. Yeah.
So we had that. So they have to sort of differentiate themselves some way because they're gonna get compared to them for boy band. Yeah. They have to do something, and they just go. I think they just went a bit stupid, and why not?
Yeah. Well, if you're owned by a marketing company, you'll do exactly what they say. You little monkeys, won't you? They were little marketing monkeys, weren't they, for a while? So
yeah, they will. There you go. 15th of November. In at number 7 is Invisible Touch Live. By Genesis.
I found a
Great
live
song.
version. Yeah, I don't know if it's the live version. Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is. I'm not a huge Genesis fan, but it's all right for them. It's all right.
It's a good song. Good key change in that as well. I love the key change part.
Key change. Yeah, it's all right.
Always nice. Right. Number 9 is Temptation, Brothers in Rhythm remix by Heaven 17.
Has the unique ability to sound exactly like the original, which is not really a remix, is it?
Not really.
Yeah. This song just never seems to bugger off, does it? It's all right. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, fire, temptation. It's all right, but it has never gone away.
Early new romantic song, isn't it? It's fine.
And
absolutely fine.
When they were Heaven 17 and when it was in its heyday and they looked new romantic-y and that amazing look they had, great. As we've rolled the clock forward and as I looked at the video for this, he didn't look so good. And I found a later version because they're still going, by the way, Heaven 17.
Of course they are.
So, I mean, they're actually a lot closer to Heaven 17 now than they were.
I was going to make that joke.
But this song seems to be the one that they do a lot. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, they do.
It's made their money on this one, didn't they? No, exactly.
Yeah. And at number 11 is the Montreux EP by Simply Bread.
Jazz Festival. They appeared as if they were summoned with all their breadiness. Ugh.
Yeah, a bit jazzy, this, isn't it? As you said, breaded jazz. It's better than breaded jizz.
Which is on the menu, I fear, with him being there.
Yeah.
Oh, Bread Pants himself was there, wasn't he? Spurting out bloody yeast to everybody.
Well, it's in France, isn't he? So he'll have his, he'll be waving a baguette at them.
Oh, he was waving his baguette around in France. All them bloody French women all throwing their bread bikinis at him. He'd have loved that. As far as I know, that's what they were, by the way. Just disclaimer.
Bread bikinis.
Exactly.
Look like pretzels.
Exactly,
pretzels.
Yeah.
Anyway.
To get them off, they just chuck it, and he's like, right in the eye. God.
That was really sharp.
It's got salt in it. Oh, that wasn't salt.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. With my baguette,
anyway.
I will bash you.
This is. Who wants to hear Simply Red doing jazz? Who wants to hear the Breaders noodling?
No, the Breaders. I was thinking that's not breeders. They're Breaders. It's like
the Breaders.
That's what an awful concept that is. Just they went to France to bread.
That's what they call the group is. With the Breaders.
The Breaders. That's so gross. I can't get my head around it. We've always ribbed Simply Bread, haven't we, from the beginning of the podcast? And I'm glad we're doing it at the end. I'm glad we're doing it.
Absolutely.
I am.
It's like the circle is complete.
Exactly.
And at number 12 is Yesterdays by Guns N' Roses.
This was awful. Awful.
I don't know if we said this at the time. Maybe we did. But if you just took the best tracks off Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 and just had Use Your Illusion, you'd have one hell of an album.
Yeah,
unfortunately, spread out of a 2 and you get crap like this.
Yeah. A misfire massively. It's more heart-tugging and stuff. I don't quite know where all this emotion's coming from in November 1992. I'm not sure what the purpose of it is, but
Christmas.
Axel doesn't suit kind of emotional, does he really? It kind of gets a bit screechy and a bit, cat being strangled. And that's just, I know that's his voice and it suits certain songs. Welcome to the Jungle wouldn't sound nearly as good if it didn't have that kind of, welcome to the jungle kind of screech. I like it. But not for this, not for these sort of weepy ones, Leave it to the weepy Elton Johns to do the weepies. You can't do them and you shouldn't try, though.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
Number 14 is Out of Space, Roughing the Jungle Business. I think double A side probably by The Prodigy. Everyone knows that.
Yes. Yeah, everyone knows it. Another dimension. Another dimension. It's a classic. I love that track so much, yeah. What I used to like about that is they'd play this in clubs, and I was going to clubs at this point, and not always Gullivers. Sometimes I went to towny places. We all did it. I'm not ashamed. We all did it. However, when they played that, townies malfunctioned because it's a track that of so many different parts. It's like the dance bit, they're all doing the sort of ravey dance, thinking they're in, and then all of a sudden it's and I'm staying from outer space. And they're all slowed down and they're looking at each other like they're completely confuses the shit out of townies. I love it for that. And some songs do confuse townies really badly. That was one of them.
Yeah. It's a good track. It's all right. VTech is BTech, isn't it? Video, sorry, is BTech Madness.
Totally.
FX button is far too
good. BTech Gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 24 is Let's Stay Together by the Pasadenas.
No.
Well, this seems to. There's some shots in this from Peter's Friends. If you remember Peter's Friends, the British Lovey film, with all of them on from whatever they're called, the Oxbridge lot, Tony Slattery, Emma, all that, all of them. Emma Thompson, Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie, Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, wasn't very good.
No. And at number 26 is Irresistible by Kathy Dennis.
She needs a new jumper. Let's get a fund together for her.
Because that's clearly shrunk in the wash, that jumper she's got on, and she had nothing else with her. She didn't pack another.
Yes. No, she didn't. She's packing plenty in that one, but she didn't pack another jumper. It was almost semi-underboob. You don't see a lot of that in the 90s. You don't. So
no. Song is arse, though.
It's rubbish, yeah. Yeah, good.
In at number 27 is How Does It Feel by Electro Set.
This is going to annoy New Order fans, isn't it?
It annoyed me.
It's got crappy Blue Monday impersonator.
Awful.
It's very heavy on the, it's a thumpy old thing. That probably sounds great in a huge warehouse. Not so much on your little Sony stacking system in your lounge. Not going to have the same effect. So no, rubbish, awful. Stop doing covers of good songs badly. So stop it immediately.
Mm-hmm. Number 32, It's You by EMF.
Oh, Adrian, you know where they are, don't you? Right now, doing Grimsby.
I understand that. Yeah, they're playing Docks
Tonight.
Academy in Grimsby.
As we speak right now, they're playing at Grimsby Docks Academy.
As we record, they are playing. And,
exactly, playing their cosy 10-minute set.
Unbelievable.
Before you witness the birth of EMF Mark II. We hope you enjoyed their new direction, because they were up there with Puppet Show and then EMF underneath. But I've told them 1,000 times. Anyway, yeah, it's...
why was there a man swinging fish around in this video? That's what I wanted to know.
Because it's EMF. And why is his hair that style? Why do they continue? Why did nobody say, you had your hit, bugger off, you bunch of clowns? Nobody did. They're still going. They're in our town, in our vicinity. I know, it's maybe the only time we've got to go and confront them with our fears and our anger. We'll get Gary down there. He'll complain about the adverts straight away.
And walk out.
What we can't complain.
We just came on and started playing.
He'll say to them, they can't complain. They're podcasters, so I complain for them. And I admire that dedication to both that Conan pun and to his limitless ability to be miserable about most things generally. So
play unbelievable. It is your best.
And you're only...
Exactly. Anyway, in at number 36, Morning Has Broken by Neil Diamond.
He can sing anything, that guy, and it sounds good.
Yeah, but it's Morning Has Broken, though, isn't it? It's got a great voice, but this is one for morning assemblies at school back in the 80s.
It is. So, yeah, it was. We sang it all the time. Morning Has Broken. And then, what's his name did a version of it as well, a famous version.
Probably loads of people have. Cliff Richard probably done it, hasn't he? Yeah,
it wasn't Cliff Richard, but I can't remember his name now. But it'll come back to me in a minute when I remember it. But yeah, there's been a few, but I don't know. Is it needed? It's a bit weird that it's out there. It is.
Yeah. Number 38 is Everything's Ruined by Faith No More.
Yeah, good track. Shame about the video.
Yeah, the video's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Just chroma key, not very good. Although I think I kind of see what they're trying to do a little bit, but it don't really work.
Yeah.
In at number 40 is Funky Guitar by TC 1992.
Yeah, proper house for those that like proper house. That
I don't.
Yeah, not your thing. That.
And neither is this. In at number 42 is Back to the Light by Brian May.
What in God's name is going on with this?
I don't know.
I mean, I watched the video, and the song's awful, and he's clearly lost, and he doesn't know what to do with himself now. Sadly, Freddie Mercury died, and I think you rightly pointed out, actually, and as much as we joked about it, I think Queen were lost. The band members of Queen were just completely lost. They didn't know what to do with themselves. So Brian May's continued recording and singing. We've told him not to, both now and back in time. Asked him not to do that. This is, by the way, shortly, is probably at this moment, had already done the Guitar Expo, because that's live on TV. I think it was live on TV around this time. So around this time was the famous Guitar Expo where we did that stage performance and sang that.
Yeah,
everything I do. That awful thing. Anyway, this is just as bad. And then when I watched the video, I noticed at one point, it's just a waxwork. I'm pretty sure it's just
like
a waxwork.
waxwork.
It's a waxwork. That is not Brian May for real. That is a Madame Tussauds waxwork. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. And then we get backlight that we've not seen since the times of Spanier and Vixen.
It made me laugh so much that his hair, he's got a halo of hair. We haven't seen a hair halo for a while, have we? That's pretty good.
We haven't. And in that picture as well, it's either backlighting or he's about to be run over. I'm not sure which.
I know. And hasn't he got an unusually high thigh gap for a man? And I don't normally pay attention to that, but that's quite high. That is. His jeans must be quite well up. What I'm saying. No, his inner seams quite inner.
Yeah,
he's pushing his look there, and he's going on to probably up quite his belly button. I'd have thought by that point.
I would explain his voice.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is the trick. He's trying to get them high notes, and so he gets his piece of string, wraps it around his twig and giggleberries, and gives them a good yank and pulls it up to his belly button, and that's how he's hitting them notes. That's why his arms are so stiff in that picture.
Either that, true, or that was about to be jettisoned off into the Orbison.
I think
void.
maybe, and if you look at that image that you found, Adrian, is that a guitar? Is it? Or is that his erection? Because
let's move on.
it's column A, column B with that. He hasn't got his hands on the guitar, Adrian. What is that thing?
I don't know. He carved it himself, though, so I read.
From a wardrobe. I hate to think what he's wearing. That could be a guitar-shaped strap-on for all we know. It could be.
There's a joke there about wood, but I'm not going to say it. And at number 50 is Outshined by Soundgarden.
Good song. Good song, finally. Yeah, it's great. It's the other one people remember Soundgarden for generally, that one.
Yeah, video is very grungy.
Yeah, that
22nd
Jesus
of
Christ
November.
pose and Black Hole Sun, and I remember for that.
Yeah, 22nd of November. In at number 14 is Your Town by Deacon Blue.
Deacon Blue, 52.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this thing is.
No, it's if In Excess, Marillion, and U2 got into a giant pit and just started to, what's that called? Did you call it in that film where they all merge into one person?
The shunt.
They shunt. Yeah, they go into a pit of jelly and shunt each other, and out this popped like a special egg. So.
We've created a Deacon Blue.
Grace, I got a chunky bit. It's a horrible thought as well. That.
Yeah, true. And at number 17 is Slow and Sexy. Sorry, I can't even say it. I don't want to say it. Slow and Sexy by Shabba Ranks featuring Johnny Gill.
Yeah, no, I don't understand a word he's saying, and I don't like it anyway. Crap.
No, yeah. And at number 20 is Celebration by Kylie Minogue. A very odd cover here to end her time with Doc Aitken and Walkman, I presume.
Yeah, the last single that she did for PWL, actually, that.
Yeah.
No wonder she was celebrating. Cheesy, though, wasn't it? Cheesy.
Yeah, very cheesy. And at number 21 is The Impossible Dream by Carter, the Unstoppable Sex Machine.
Yeah, weird old thing, this.
Yeah, I really like this. I'd not heard this before.
It's a cover. It's a cover, isn't it? So it's not the original song.
No, it's usually Frank Sinatra, isn't it? Something.
I think it's off a musical. I'm not sure which musical it's from. Off a musical,
Impossible Dream. I've heard it on adverts and stuff. I just thought Sinatra had done a version of it, but whatever. But I really like this. And the video is great because they coupled this song with the story of Don Quixote, which obviously Impossible Dream, which I think is quite a good, tilting at windmills and everything. It just really works for me. I thought it was brilliant. I absolutely loved this.
Oh, fair enough. Each to their own. I wasn't struck on it, but I'm not going to criticise a band for doing something a bit different. Hats off to you for that.
Yeah. There's a bit in the video where he's sat playing a Game Boy as well, which I thought was quite funny. I know it's great, at the end he's like attacking windmills. So that's just, in the Spanish, probably out in Spain somewhere. It just looked great. I thought it was great. I'm like, wow, okay. Just really, really enjoyed it. So I don't know who, like I said, I don't know who did the original Impossible Dream. I always thought it just, I don't know. I always associate Frank Sinatra for some reason with it, but maybe he did a version. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
It's the
Gary.
It says here it's from the musical The Man of La Mancha.
Okay. That would make sense.
So there you go. That's what it's from, I think. And it's been sung by millions of people over the years. Goes back as far as 1965. But Shirley Bassey's done it. The Temptations have done it. Jim Nabors, Frank Sinatra, as you said. Ed Ames.
There you go. I
knew Roger Williams, the Hesitations, the Imperials, the new Hesitations.
The Man from La Mancha is that. I'm not up on my Don Quixote stuff. Is that Don Quixote? Is that what that is?
The Man from La Mancha is a musical with a book by Dale, some music by Mitch Lee. Don Quixote, yeah, it is.
All right, there you go. That all makes sense then.
Yep.
So they've sort of okay. I thought I didn't know that this video had taken that, and I didn't know the song was linked to it as well. But it makes sense.
Some names have done this, Adrian. Roger Whittaker's done a whistling version. Sammy Davis Jr. did a trumpet only version. Elvis Presley's done it. Harry Seacombe's done it. Tom Jones did it. Roberta Flack, Leonard Frey, John Cleese and the Muppets. Scott Bakula, weirdly, did that in Quantum Leap. How random is that? Luther Vandross, Roger Whittaker did it again. Couldn't be stopped. Jose Carreras. My gosh, the list of names here that have done this. Aretha Franklin. Christopher Lee did it. My God, Christopher Lee. Maybe not that Christopher Lee. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones have done a version. Alfie Bowe did a version. Goodness me, there's loads of them. Right up until 2024, Grace Vanderhaal did one. It must be one of those songs that people just dig, right? It's very popular.
It is a great song. That's why.
Yep.
Really good. But yeah, I was unaware of its link to Don Quixote. I thought they'd done that for the video, but it makes sense that's what it is. But
yeah,
I think it's a good video and good song. So, and I like Carter's version.
Fair dues.
In at number 26 is As Time Goes By Jason Donovan. This ain't good, is it?
No, it is not. It's like any cheese or ham that's been in the fridge for a while, and you open, you think, I'll try a bit, and then you look at the bloody date on it and realise it's past both its use by and best before date. That cheese is going to do you. It's like that. It's horrid. It's rancid. It's rancid cheese. And it was the sound of it, by the way. It sort of reminded me of the kind of music that vets would play when they're euthanizing hamsters or gerbils.
Yeah, it's not good, but I could dig that. Yeah. Number 27 is If We Hold On Together by Diana Ross.
Yeah, from the animated film The Land Before Time, a film that I know that bread sauce, could be bread sauce, wouldn't it? Brown sauce. The idea of bread sauce is horrific. Brown sauce, our friend Gary, he likes that film a lot.
He does like it, doesn't he? He's always liked it.
Yeah,
So,
he's always liked it. Yeah, well,
to him.
I know we say joking that he likes everything, and he does, but I know he does like that a lot, which means he must like that song by proxy. By proxy, he must like the song because it's the big emotional song in it, isn't it? So
yeah, it's true. And it's because it's got no adverts in it.
Yeah, true.
In at number 31 is God's Great Banana Skin by Chris Rea.
Yeah, I wasn't my thing, so I didn't tune into
strange video game video for this, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Weird, yeah.
What else we got? In at number 33 is Just Wanna Know for Real by Maxi Priest featuring Apache Indian.
Yeah, stabby trumpets, incomprehensible gibberish in terms of its vocal. Not for me, that. Not for me at all. I don't understand what they're saying.
What is it?
What is it? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
No. And at number 38 is Who Can Make Me Feel Good by the Bassheads.
Yeah. Hashtag hour of shite.
Yeah. Number 41 is Man on the Moon by R.E.M.
So, I know you're a huge R.E.M. fan. Not for me, this. Not for me.
I'm not a massive R.E.M. fan. I do like this, though. I don't like everything.
But you've said that about every R.E.M. song. Every time we talk about R.E.M., you go, I'm not a massive R.E.M. fan, but I like this song. And that you've said that about every single R.E.M. song.
Maybe I like them more than I realise I like them, actually. But
exactly.
I do like this.
Brainwashed. They're all right, I suppose, if you like it.
Yeah, good song, good video too.
The video reminded me of There Will Be Blood, the film There Will Be Blood. It's that same colour scheme, I think. And I think there was oil rigs there or people in sort of oily situations.
There are, yeah.
And it made me think of that drainage. When he shouts drainage at that guy, like Eli at the end of the movie. Scary, that.
I think the thing is with R.E.M., and I think as you pointed out, with Shakespeare's Sister, is the point that you hear so much shit, you realise there's so much crap in the charts. You hear something that's a bit different, bit of talent behind it, bit of decent songwriting, and it's like, okay, this is actually all right. So you come from a different angle rather than whether you like them originally.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and I think for me at the time, I was firmly into my industrial stuff.
You were never going to be into this, no.
No, and so I felt like they were the antithesis of Ministry. If you looked at the opposite end of where you were on the musical, if you looked at the opposite side, like on a colour wheel or whatever, and looked at the opposite, you'd see R.E.M. on the opposite of Ministry. There's nothing that can connect them. No, one's going, it's the end of the world as we know it, and Ministry are going, it's the end of the world. They're shouting at it about it. It's just two different takes, the different sides of the same coin, aren't they, really, I suppose? The same musical coin.
I suppose so. 29th of November, in at number 3 is Heal the World by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you could make it a better place if you want.
You can.
No.
I don't like this song. It's trite. I don't like it.
Yeah, all of his songs started to go downhill rapidly for me at this point, so they're all getting a bit much.
Yeah. Number 8 is Tom Traubert's Blues, Waltzing Matilda by Rod Stewart.
Oh, this. Now, something happened here because his beard and his hair don't match.
No, I just thought this was one for Gary's mum.
Yeah, was she a Rod Stewart fan? Because I know my mum is a Rod Stewart fan.
I don't know. Only Gary can confirm that, but I reckon she probably would have been the rubbish that I heard her play when I was round at his house.
Yeah, I think she might be a sneaky... Because he did appeal to that demographic, didn't he?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but someone should Rod Stewart, though. Rod him good.
Yeah, just throw a massive snooker cue at him.
Just rod him good.
Number 9 is I Still Believe in You by Cliff Richard. Thanks, Cliff.
Yeah, thanks. It's nice, that. Weepy guff, though, isn't it?
Massively, yeah. Shite.
Yeah, and he just lives on the edge, doesn't he, Cliff Richard? Because that's his name. That's a crap joke. I can't be asked to make any good jokes about him. His brother
with
Ledge.
his brother Ledge.
Yes. Just cheesy Cliff Richard cheese. Cheesy Cliff Richard cheese. Sill. There's a Matt Moss in the making. It's just Cliff Richard. He's just doing, it's November, so he's going to have a song out. He's just testing the waters maybe with this one before he unleashes his Christmas hit, which we would never know what it was.
No, thank God. In at number 14 is Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses by U2.
Fifth single off the album, wasn't it? I wasn't a big fan of U2 by this point. I was kind of tired of them.
No.
You might like it,
I at the time I wasn't. I come around those sort of thing, and I think this one is just reminds me a bit of their old style, a bit more old U2 style to this. So I prefer this to things like Lemon and Pop and all that kind of guff and shit like that. But this is all right. I don't mind this. It's fine. And at number 16 is Step It Up by the Stereo MCs.
Earworm, step it up, it's all right. Yeah. It was
Yeah, time for a pint.
yeah, it
So it's
was
played in
Gulliver's
Gullivers.
Gold. It was on Gulliver's a lot, that.
Yeah. In at number 22 is So Close by Dina Carroll.
This was smooth, wasn't it? So smooth.
How smooth was it, Graham?
I had a bowl of oranges, Adrian, and when I went to that fruit bowl, they'd all gone not just smooth, but they'd started to gently undress in front of the fire. Those cheeky, bloody little oranges. Little bloody dirty bastards they are.
That's probably what's done it to your dogs.
Well, they've gone, the dogs are just on, honestly, they've just got horny. And the trouble is, I'm taking them away on a trip tomorrow in the back of the car. It's going to be 3.5 hours of God knows what's going to happen in there. But I think I might just put a curtain up and just, wish for the best. But
number 20.
yeah. Maybe I'll play So Close by Dina Carroll. It might smooth them out.
It might do, yes. In at number 23 is Boney M Mega Mix by Boney M, of course.
This is stupid, this.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? It doesn't really sound like any of the actual tracks.
No,
it's really
exactly.
hard to actually make out the songs.
It is. It starts off with the Casualty theme, which is definitely what it was.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And then it's like, and just when you think you're going to hear a Boney M track, it sort of deviates. It's like, are there any Boney M tracks in this at all? Is it even Boney M? Because we don't really know what they were, do we? They were a make-believe band, really. But
yeah, but the members were there in the video. So it was nice to see them.
Were they? Was that Boney
it
M?
was
Or was
them.
was the alternative Boney M? That was Boney.
What, Phony
P or
M?
Boney F. Phony
M.
Very good. That was Phony M. Very good.
Quite possibly.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes.
In number 24 is Rump Shaker by Rex and Effect.
Just they had one out, whatever it was in the last episode. Now we've got this one. It's just another booty juice. So
it's not for me,
Big
this.
Butts was the last one. I like Big Butts. They did that. So someone released a nearly brand version called Rump Shaker, which is exactly the same thing.
Yeah. And at number 27 is Close Every Door by Philip Schofield. Don't really want to talk about him, but
it wasn't. He was on TV not long ago, wasn't he, on an island somewhere, saying that was all a big misunderstanding. Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. This was crap, regardless of whatever he did in the future. So
true. I can only imagine that plenty of closed doors have been closed to him nowadays. But
yeah, I think he's found most of them have been shut well and proper now.
Yeah. And number 28 is Mrs. Robinson, being around by the Lemonheads.
Yeah, it's all right, that version.
Yeah.
It's the version off thingy, innit? I think that version's off Wayne's World, I think.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Wayne's World, that.
In at number 33 is Let Me Be Your Underwear. Ugh.
No.
Like Club
I don't
69.
want to. I don't want that. No. House music, not great house music.
You
won't
know,
like it.
right, that somebody said that to Mick Hucknall.
Yes, they have. They have said it.
You know.
And he's agreed to that. He agreed to it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's offered to give them his yeast.
Yeah, he never turns down an opportunity to have a crouton with anyone. So.
Doesn't. Yeah. In at number 35 is Supersonic by HWA featuring Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, well, we had a Mario track last time, so now this has got to come out on it in the constant
We had a
battle
Tetris
between.
one, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Nintendo and Sega are fighting it out at the moment now. This is the Nintendo era, isn't it? Sega do what Nintendo don't and all that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's crap though, isn't it? It's really bad. Really, really bad.
Well, it turns out Sega do what Nintendo do, don't they? Which is they
make
crazy,
shit
really.
songs, whoever this is.
It's
In
awful.
at number 36 is Intact by Ned's Atomic Dustbin.
Not my thing. That's your thing.
Not Ned's. It's not. Sounds like Ned's Atomic Dustbin to me. I was never a big fan.
I always thought you were. I don't know why.
Nah. In at number 38, finally, the last single, Graham. The last single for the music section. In at number 38 is Seven by Prince and the New Power Generation, which I have to say is self-indulgent arse.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. I quite liked Prince, but now from here on in, it all starts to go a bit crazy and silly and just naff. So, nah.
Yeah. Let's whip through the albums. A lot of these are Christmas compilations and stuff. 1st of November, in at number 5, Live by AC/DC.
Yeah, live album. Okay.
Yeah, is what it is, isn't it? In at number 10 is Love Deluxe by Sade, their first studio album.
The fourth
studio album. It differs from my previous 3 albums by using modernized recording and production techniques. Features a lush aesthetic and lyrics about the complexities of love and loss.
What did they use before? So we got a gramophone or something.
That's what I was thinking. Just I don't know.
He sang in Morse code.
Oh, so smooth, Sade. So smooth.
Your voice is amazing. You do the best ... dash I've ever heard.
Absolutely. In at number 15 is Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. It's a John Lee Hooker album.
Johnny
whatever.
Hooker album, yeah, Amazing Blues.
Number 27 is Homebrew by Nena Cherry, her second album. Yeah, I never knew she was Swedish.
I didn't know she was Swedish. That really threw me, that, because I always thought she was like a bit of an Eastender. And what do I know?
I did. No, we don't know. Clue. We don't know anything.
Turns out she was an Eastender.
In at number 36 is Trains, Boats and Planes by the Franken Walters. I couldn't find anything on this their first album.
No idea what they were.
I know who the Franken Walters are, but this is their first album, but whatever. In at number 46 is Ultraviolet by All About Eve, their fourth and final studio album. It was the first time they released with MCA. They released it and MCA immediately dropped them.
Yep. And surprise, surprise, you don't make a hit with MCA, you don't get to do a second chance.
No. 8th of November, in at number 1 was Keep the Faith, Bon Jovi.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yeah, we did.
If you like it.
In at number 4 is God's Great Banana Skin, Chris Rea. Obviously the album, we've already seen the single. His
Album number
12th studio album.
I mean, that's a lot of albums.
Yeah. Number 6, Greatest Hits by Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, she made the mistake of calling it. That's actually not a compilation. That's an album of brand new original material. She just thought it'd be a good idea to call it Greatest Hits.
No one bought it. Well, lots of people bought it.
She tried to preempt a Greatest Hits album by releasing it before she had hits. She's quite a canny trick, but it didn't work out. Didn't work out at all.
That is quite the canny trick, I have to say. Well done, her. What can you say?
Yeah, but she's quite the innovator.
I'm a fan of Gloria Estefan. In at number 9 is Harvest Moon by Neil Young, his 21st studio album.
Oh, goodness me, that's a lot of albums, isn't it?
It is, but it's not the highest in this episode.
Dear.
It's Neil Young anyway. Number 17 is Indian Summer by Go West.
Go
Can't believe they're
west.
still going at this point.
They are. Eventually they go east, don't they? Because if you go all the way around, you go in the other way.
They just then end up back where they started from, yeah.
Exactly.
It's their third album.
Keep on going. Keep going.
Number 18 is Good As I've Been to You by Bob Dylan, his 28th studio album.
Blimey, the Dylan cannot be stopped. He's always releasing stuff. Always
Pumping stuff out. In at number 22 is Madstock by Madness. This was the live album taken from their Madstock concert.
All right. Okay.
In at number 29 is Best 2 by the Smiths, compilation.
Yeah.
Number 30 is The Ultimate Experience by Jimi Hendrix, another compilation.
Another compo, yeah.
Number 37 is Live Alive Quo. See what they did there?
Yeah.
By Status Quo.
Yeah. Can't be
live
stopped.
album.
Yeah,
Can't be
if they stop playing, they die. So that's why they just keep on going.
Yeah. And at number 38 is Nurse by Therapy, their first major label album.
Yeah. Don't know much about it, actually.
We've heard a lot of the singles and
Tracks
stuff.
off it, yeah.
Scream Major and things like that. 15th of November, in at number 1 is Greatest Hits by Cher.
Yeah.
We've said about that. Number 17 is Follow Your Dream by Daniel O'Donnell. Could find nothing out on this.
No, you won't. You won't have been back in time and sorted that.
In at number 23 is The Heart of Rock and Roll, the best of by Huey Lewis and the News.
If this is it. Ooh, yeah.
And at number 73 is House of Pain by House of Pain.
Yeah, we said that when Jump came out, didn't they? Jump, what it was called, Jump Around, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was the other stupid outfit one. It was just Jump, I think. Yeah, it's good. It's a good album, actually. The House of Pain album, it is good.
In at 22nd November, in at number 1, Pop, the first 20 hits, Erasure. We spoke about that on the compilation.
Yep.
Number 3 is Live the Way We Walk, Volume 1 by The Shorts, too long a name, by Genesis, a live comp.
Yeah.
Number 4,
single.
the Freddie Mercury album, Freddie Mercury, maybe a compilation.
Yeah.
Number 10 is The Celts by Enya, which is a re-release of her first album named Enya, as far as I can make out.
And why did they do that? And also, is that on the back of Sleepwalkers being released? I didn't think it was that popular. That uses the track from that, doesn't it? Uses the Boudica from the Celts.
Quite possibly. I don't know. I didn't look into it too heavily. I got confused and walked away.
It's probably the best
They
thing
didn't
to
have
do.
any gasoline. In at number 23 is King of Hearts by Roy Orbison.
And
A posthumous
He's
album.
back.
But it's not posthumous, is it? Because he's ever
He's
living.
not dead. He's not dead in his own dimension.
No.
In his own dimension.
It's his 23rd solo album. There you go.
In our dimension, it's his 700th in his own.
They're all just one album.
Exactly. Yeah. They are one. The Orbison album is one album.
The Orby one.
It's spread across dimensions.
In at 29th of November, in at number 26 is Check Out the Groove by Undercover.
Okay, yeah. PWL.
PWL.
So, no thanks. That single's
28.
Crap, so.
Yeah, 28, The Best of Shirley Bassey by Shirley Bassey.
There's probably good Goldfingers on it. It's probably good.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 36 is The Future by Leonard Cohen.
That'd be chirpy.
Ninth studio album. I guess that's what you'd want under the Christmas tree, wouldn't it?
Not Cohen album.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great,
I
wouldn't
guess,
it?
and
Cheer
the
everyone,
tree
cheer
would burn
everyone
down
up.
or something.
And finally, in number 73, The Predator by Ice Cube. That's an album title. It's not aged well.
No, it's not at all, is it? It's a bit... don't think he meant that kind of Predator, but in this day and age, you never really know, do you?
You never know.
It's a quite good album, actually, if you like Ice Cube. I always quite liked Ice Cube's style. His vocal style is good. His acting, not so good, so...
No.
Never watch that War of the Worlds movie he's in. Never.
I have watched it.
It's awful. It's so bad.
It's. I find it quite funny, personally.
Yeah,
but,
I think
you know,
unintentionally, it's absolutely hilarious.
it's very bad. There we go. That's it. That's the music all done. We've covered lots and lots of music over the last 5 years. Far too much. We know far too many things. But that's it. That's the music done for this week. We're going to go away. We'll take a quick break. We still have 2 games to get through. So please do stay with us.
The novel Escape from the Commodore 64 by David Hearn is out now. Growing up in the 80s is a chore for Sarah, who feels misunderstood by her parents and badgered by Reese, her bothersome brother who incessantly prattles on about his treasured computer games. When Reese tells her one of the games tried to pull him inside the computer, she laughs off his fanciful fib. She waggles the joystick to disprove his fairy tale and is pulled into the computer. Now trapped in games she'd never had any interest in playing, how can she possibly beat them? With the help of feisty Nell, another trapped player, can Sarah find her way back home, or is it game over? An evil madman, a hostile planet, bloodthirsty robots, a never-ending throng of karate experts, and relentless digital soldiers will do their best to ensure Sarah never escapes. Available from Amazon and all good online retailers, find out if there's a way out of the beige bread bin of betrayal for Sarah in Escape from the Commodore 64.
And we're back. 2 more games to continue November 1992. Graham, it's over to you to tell us all about The Blue Baron.
The Blue Baron. 3.99s. This 54% that they decided to give it in Zap. Published by Zeppelin Games, because there's nobody else, is there? This was created by Steve Metcalf. He did Bouncing Heads. Do you remember that? Amongst a few others, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Did Bouncing Heads.
That was all right,
title screen here is Neil Hislop. He did F1 Tornado, International Five-A-Side, Round the Bend.
Yeah.
Remember Round the Bend? And the musician here,
Tim
Adam
Tankmaster.
Gilmore. Yeah, he's definitely that. Musician here, Adam Gilmore. He's done loads of stuff. Draconis, loads of stuff. Loads and loads. Look at it. Loads and loads and loads. All right. I know I had trouble finding a blurb in this. I did find one, but it was in a different language. So I did what I like to do. And I got the old ChatGPT to give it a translation treatment, and this is what it came up with. It says, the Blue Baron must complete 12 missions over enemy territory, destroying important enemy targets. Most targets can be destroyed with a single accurate bomb, while protected structures, such as bunkers, may require 2 bombs. The Blue Baron's aircraft can only hold 1 bomb at a time. To replenish weapons, it must land at an airfield. Destroying all designated targets completes the mission. The aircraft can withstand 4 direct hits before being destroyed. Sometimes destroyed enemy planes release fuel, repair damage, or bonus points. These can be collected by the player to extend flight time. All friendly airfields are marked with windsocks. After landing, ground crews refuel the aircraft, repair damage, and restock weapons. When the Blue Baron is on the airfield, it does not consume fuel, but it becomes an easy target for enemy aircraft. And then it just says, the tagline for this game was, as many landings as takeoffs. I don't think that translated so well, because I don't quite get what it means.
Well, I suppose there must be.
It's meant to be like hilarious. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a brilliantly hilarious joke in Polish. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I don't know. Maybe.
So, anyway, that's principally, there's not much more to say about the description of what the game is. I'll talk about how it manifests now, really. Loads up. There's a jaunty-ish music playing, a giant Blue Baron logo in the middle with a sort of an angle. It looks all right, I guess. There's access code on the left and right of that. And then you've got like a weird, I guess you'd call it like a up scoreboard of sorts, because it just says high score player 1 and player 2 at the top, and that's it. And then some credits. And if you press the button, you'll get the little start sequence, start mission 1. If you can do that, I think you can put access codes in for this, although I never made it off level 1 to find out, but I'm assuming that you can.
Oh, did you not? I got to level 2.
No, it wasn't that I was wanting to try again. I just wasn't wanting to try again. It just didn't give me the let's go for another go with this. It was, anyway. What we've got here, well, we've seen this all before with Zeppelin, haven't we? Think F1 Tornado, Q10 Tank Buster, that other one that you mentioned, the other one, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
So it's
Q10
another
Tank Buster. Yeah. Oh,
it's
Kamikaze.
Kamikaze. It's another version of that. Basically, this is the World War I version, I guess. Best description, really, of those. So, biplanes instead of jet planes, that kind of thing. Reasonable if boring title screen, like I said, large logo, classic military stencil fonts. I do like a good use of this military stencil font, but it doesn't really work in this context. It only really works in the Green Beret Rambo style, really. Anyway, I suppose it looks military-ish. There's a smidge of Zeppelin production about this. It's got, this little mini intro start sequences and things like that. There's a little bit of thought in there. It's a 1 or 2 player game, with the second player being the shooter and dropper of bombs if you play it 2 player, which is really naff. It's just a really naff 2 player experience.
Once every now and again.
I get to be the bomb dropper. I mean, nobody wants that.
Somebody must have done if you're in the plane, don't you? Somebody usually drops the bomb.
Yeah, I suppose someone is the guy at the back of the plane. I suppose there is 2, but I don't know. Does it make for a good experience? I don't know. Anyway, I played it 1 player. Started the game. The bottom of the screen is the UI, which is drawn like the cockpit of a biplane, I suppose, really is what it's meant to be, with the world's smallest sort of joystick, I guess you call that. I don't know what you call that, controller. But it moves around as you do. So that's a nice touch, I suppose. It is animated in a way. There's also on there your fuel that you have. There's also scores, the number of planes you've got, and then it's just which player is in play out of the 2 players, because it just says play under one of them. And I'm guessing if you've got 2 players, it says play under both. I don't know. I never really saw the purpose of that. Anyway, it's there. And then above all that, well, that's all game space. My first wish, though, immediately was that the cockpit view at the bottom had a different background colour to the sky at the top. It all looked merged and weird, and I didn't like it. I thought it looked silly. Just put a different colour at the bottom. That's fine. It doesn't have to be all the same, but I suppose it does if you've got a limited palette, but it doesn't have to be. So you control your little aeroplane in this. You take off from the runway, of course. Left to right is go that way and turn with a familiar style of flip animation we've seen in the other variations of this. Up is up, down is down, fire is shoot, and I think fire and down was drop bomb, I can't remember.
Space, I think. It's space bar,
space,
drop
is
bomb.
it? One of the 2.
Yeah.
You only got one of them anyway. So take off, fly up in the end, proceed along the scrolling skies, avoiding the enemies that fly at you from all over the place, and drop that bomb when you get there, and shoot with bullets. But you have to be careful of their bullets because they're everywhere. Also avoid the hot air balloons, all while finding your target upon which you must drop your payload when you get there. Now, obviously, in the later levels, you've got to drop the 1 bomb, then go back and get another one, drop another one, so on and so forth. Do that, return to the airstrip and land. Simple, you'd think. Well, no, it's not, though, is it? The enemies are a scramble here. Wasps around a bit, aren't they, really? And this one, we said it about all the others as well. You fly left on this from the start, but of course you can move in either direction as you fly about. But if you do that, you're just going to hit something, inevitably. They have this real nasty knack of flying directly at you all the time, so it's very hard to sort of navigate your way through the space because it's so random. The main sprites were okay, if a little bit small and a bit sort of formless, but you could sort of see they were airplanes. And there are later variations of this kind of game that do quite well. So the little biplanes and shooting like that, there is a space for these kind of shooters, I suppose. Not like this maybe, but there is a space for them. But the colour of the plane that you're in got lost in the sky as well. There's actually better colours of enemy airplanes. They'd have been better making you bright red, I think. You'd have stuck out a bit more. It'd have been easy to sort of see. It wouldn't have mattered because the enemies could be the different colours, couldn't they? It's a very busy game, this. And so difficulty is essentially from the volume of stuff in the air. It's just there's lots of stuff in the air. You've got to avoid the stuff. Controls are responsive enough, I thought. There's nothing too terrible about that, really. Sound-wise, decent title screen music, I suppose. It was all right. Did the job. The in-game sound effects, though, there's no in-game music. Just kind of traditional for this kind of thing, the usual kind of explosions and bullet sounds and that kind of thing. Nothing amazing. Okay, it's a budget game, so you're not going to get a lot of production here. I suppose the best thing you can say about this, really, because that's really all there is to it. Work your way through those 12 levels and and just drop bombs and stuff like that. It's a shoot 'em up, a pretty average form of those. It's a distinctly average game, all in all. Clearly an obvious reskinner for the other games. There's 12 levels, I guess, so that's maybe not bad value for $3.99. The complexity isn't really here, though. It's either volume of enemies or number of bombs needed. That's how they've upped the difficulty in this. That's it. There's no arc to getting better at this. The enemies come at you at random levels and intervals and fire random things at you. So there's no skill to learn here. You just got to stay out the bloody way long enough to sort of be able to drop your bomb, and it's not easy. And there's not much else. You're probably going to burn through your lives pretty quick. I don't know that there's an arc where you get better at this because it's a bit dreary. So it doesn't look or play terribly. It's just all a bit meh. Even for like budget money, it's just not very interesting. And all the other games that they've done are all like that. They all have the same engine and the same problem and the same kind of gameplay. It's just, fly around the clouds, avoid the stuff, drop your bomb or fire your missile or whatever it is you got to do, and then land, whatever. It's just not very exciting to play. So I can't imagine playing this 2-player would make it any more exciting. The one thing that you get to do is taken away from you, so you just fly, while the other person does the exciting bit. And it would never work, was it? They're never going to drop the bombs where you want them and do that stuff, and it's stupid. So, nah. Would it kill an afternoon with somebody else? I don't know. I don't know if it'd kill an afternoon on your own. Maybe at budget, you might get away with it for a bit. It might kill an hour, maybe, if you're just wanting something to just blast. I don't know. It's not going to win any awards, though, this one. It was a bit bland. It was a bland Baron, wasn't it? So what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same. I mean, didn't we play something similar to this with Kamikaze? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, same problem with it as well. Yeah, so very similar.
Yeah, anyway, it's a rather simple bi-directional scrolling shooter. Obvious nods to Scramble, I guess.
Yeah, a bit of Scramble in that, I suppose, yeah.
I guess. Yeah, in the way you can shoot and drop bombs. There's some nice presentation here. I've done the same things. Good title screen music from Adam Gilmore. Not seen him for a while, so it's good, nice to hear him again. The logo's nicely done. Intro to levels is a good military font. Once in game, it's just a bit fiddly, isn't it? Small and cramped. That's the other problem with it. Yeah. Not using the full screen. You can't go as high as you think you should be able to, and you can crash into mountains and stuff like that, which I always hate. Put a bit of depth in this. Just put the background in the background. I don't like that. Idea of 2 players is interesting, but one shooting and dropping bombs is like, I don't know. You won't be too happy doing that, I said. But you can keep shooting just by holding down fire. You've only got 1 bomb to drop. It just seems a bit redundant in having a second person along to do that. Like, you're not really doing much, are you? The enemies are a bit on the dull side. The missions are quite short. And it's also hard to read the UI at the bottom, I thought. I was never sure where my health was. If I had extra bombs, I don't know. I had no idea what the pickups were doing now as well. They're just really sort of little things you pick up. A fuel might have gone up. I don't know. They never seem to do anything. It's not terrible, this. But you've got things like Armorlight, Silkworm, and countless others. Other better horizontal scrollers. I mean, Drop Zone, for Christ's sake, that are out on budget. If you want a bi-directional scroller shooter where you do stuff and you pick stuff up and you bomb stuff and whatever, go get Drop Zone. And that's 8 years old at this point. And it's probably out budget at some point. I don't know. But why would you get this? Because you could just, like you said, Q10 Tankbuster, F1, Kamikaze, if you fancy this. It's not terrible, this. It's just a bit out of time, isn't it? It's a bit out of time. Yeah. It's a bit like it's a bit of a throwback to 1985, 86. Just doesn't feel like anything. It's just a bit, like you said, just avoiding angry wasps. There you go. That's the Blue Baron. A bit boring, really. Let's move on to our last game of this week. And that game, Graham, is Match of the Day. You finally have not got a football game. Thank yourself, lucky. This is £10.99. £11.
Oh my, £11 is ridiculous, honestly.
£11 whole pounds for this. Oh my. This is Match of the Day from Zeppelin Premier. Premier. Coded by David Sowerby. It's got graphics and title screen by Neil Hislop. And we've seen them before, Graham. We've seen them before. International Five-a-Side, International Ice Hockey, Round the Bend, Tai Chi Tortoise, Q10 Tankbuster, and so on and so on. Not exactly a resume I would pick for a game like Match of the Day, if you especially for your Premier range. But I suppose I've done a football game in the past, so it kind of makes sense, I get. But hang on, no, wait, because this isn't a football game. This is a football management game.
Oh, right, okay.
And football management is not what I associate with Match of the Day. It's just not. Because for those who don't know, okay, for people who listen to us abroad, not sure what Match of the Day is, don't follow football. Match of the Day is one of the BBC's longest running shows, having been on air since 22nd of August 1964.
Wow.
In 2015, the Guinness World Records recognised it as the longest-running football television programme in the world. This goes back. Analysis is currently provided by Danny Murphy, Michael Richards, and Alan Shearer. This is modern-day stuff. Gary Lineker was the series' longest-serving presenter from 1999 to 2025. And there's a second programme, Match of the Day 2, outside on a Sunday to show highlights of that day's games. Highlights of the football. That's what it is. And also, the show's theme tune was voted the most recognised television theme in a 2010 poll conducted by the PRS. Football highlights of all the day's games. It does not focus on the management side of things. That's not what this is about. It's a football action show. So why would you use this license to turn it into a management sim? Don't get it. It confused me. Don't get it. Anyway, it's a loading screen. There's a couple of footballers battling for the ball. It's okay, I guess. But then we get to the first screen. It's just a blue screen, though. A couple of arrows that let you pick your 4th division team. It's also very silent. Silent, Graham. It's also very silent. So silent. Yeah, but get used to that. That's the whole game is. I thought, I don't know whether it's broken up, but I had no sound of mine. And now remember, the most recognised television theme tune in a poll in 2010. Maybe 1992. Does not mean it's ever changed. And Graham, I know you don't like football. I imagine you've not watched many episodes of Match of the Day. But I reckon you know the theme tune.
Yeah, it'd be like...
There you go. Yeah, well done. There you go. It's one of those tunes. Why the hell would you not have it here? Why would you not?
On a game called Match of the Day, yeah. Why would you just do it, didn't you?
It just, as soon as it started, it should go... And, that's it. Makes no sense. I don't get it. Once you've selected your team, the game starts properly. And we're in the land of the Filofax. This isn't a football management game. It's a Filofax simulator. Because that's what the majority of the game screen is. And it's what the majority of the game is. Weird. This is a weird game. You start the game at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. And your Filofax, taking up all of the left of the screen, has 5 appointment slots from 9, 11, 1, 3, and 5 o'clock. On the right, we've got some icons. It's an icon-driven football management game at that. That you can do. You can select with your cursor and you move about with it. So you select these icons with your cursor, you move about with your joystick. So it's an icon-driven, you don't flick between them. You have to use your cursor to move around and blah, blah, blah. The icons are as follows. This is first one, top left. So there's 12, I think. The Supporters Club. This shows the fans' favourite players. Don't pick the favourite, don't pick their favourites and they might get unhappy. I don't know. There's a toggle to turn match highlights off or on. There's the physio, where you can check on injured players. There's dealing, where you can purchase players from the transfer market. Team selection, where you can pick your team. There's the trainer, where you can train up off-form players and so on. There's an icon to look at the credits of the game. That's a waste of an icon, really, isn't it? Who made this game? That's just a joke. Team talk, which is not a team talk. It's actually where you can get rid of crap players. Why is that not in dealing? You're in the transfer market. Just put it all in together. There's the scout. You can send out to look for players or, check out the next opponent. There's a chairman. He can fire you or something. There's a ball. Didn't seem to do anything. I clicked on it loads. It never seemed to do anything. I don't know what it was. There's a save load icon, a fixtures icon, see all your matches for the season, a league table icon where you can see all 4 divisions, and a finances icon. Some of these will bring up info, like the league or the fixtures, things like that. But some, like most of the first batch, you have to click on them and drag them into the empty slots in the squares on the Filofax. And these then take up that portion of the day. So you'll drag your supporters club into the 9 o'clock one, and then your physio maybe into the 11, and another one into the 1 o'clock, and the 3 and the 5. Okay. At the top right of the Filofax is an arrow, and clicking that takes you to your next time slot and events, depending on what you've dragged into that one. So you get carry out actions. So you might sit and talk to the physio, and you'll go, who's injured? Because it's the first week, you'll go, no one. You go, oh, okay, great. Before you exit out and do the next one. And this is all in complete silence. Okay, all in complete silence. This is Monday, right? You do this for all the days of the week. So when you've gone through Monday, you've got to pick another 5 to do for Tuesday, and then another 5 for Wednesday, and then another 5 for Thursday. And guess what? Another 5 for Friday. You can't just skip through them and put nothing in those spaces. Because why would you in the first week? Because you can do the 5 you can do in the first day. So this is stupid. This makes no sense. Then you get to Saturday, okay? Now, at Saturday, the 3 p.m. slot is now filled. It's got the match of the day icon because that's where the match is played. When you get to this, game switches. We get Des Lynam and Jimmy Hill, who introduce the match highlights if you've chosen to watch them. And sort of it's a recognisable version. Des Lynam's wearing a very, very yellow suit, though. But he's And if you watch the match highlight, there's an overhead view of any of the goals or near misses before we proceed into week 2 and do it all again in silence. And I tried this a few times, started off times, whatever. No matter what I did, first game, whatever team I picked, I got beat 7-0 every time. I don't know what was going on. Every game. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous and sums up this game, really. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's boring. And it's about managing a Filofax. What the hell's that got to do with Match of the Day? This is a bad thing. It's a bad management game and a stupid way to design it. There are not enough things to do in a week. You have to fill up 28 slots if you want to do them all. There's only 5 you can drag over.
So dumb.
Oh, so things obviously become very tedious very quickly. The interstitials of Des and Jimmy and your various staff, they're quite well drawn, I suppose. The highlights move fast. Completely pointless, though, because they're drawn from a very small pool of clips. Kind of like what we saw recently in that cricket game, which this bears alarming similarities to. That was, the cricket game, which was actually just a scoreboard simulator. And it tells you nothing of the game because you don't know who's kicking to whom, who's passing to whom. There's no text commentary. There's no anything. And it's the same sort of 4 or 5 clips. You don't know who's doing what. It's all crap. It's crap, this. Silent crap. The worst kind of crap. I'm not saying much about it, really. To ask for 11 quid for this bag of arse is a joke. Why is this not a proper football game, which is what Match of the Day is known for? Why buy this license and turn out this rubbish? This is an absolute rip-off with about as much depth as a puddle. This could be any sport with a quick reskin, and football games should not be like that. It might take 20 minutes to load. Give me Football Manager over this any day of the week. Rubbish. Just utter rubbish. Gary Lineker would be crying to his football pillow over this. I don't get it. I just didn't get this game. There's no way of sort of controlling anything. And don't even get me started on the team selection process, because it's the most weirdest thing you have to do. You can put anyone anywhere, but you click on them with your icon, then you move your cursor off them, you press fire, and it goes through the positions, like GK, DM, midfield, or whatever. And then you click back on them and it changes them to that. It don't make any sense. You don't drag anyone around. You don't put players in there anywhere. Oh, this was rubbish. This was really, really rubbish. We've played a lot of bad, usually by cult games. But I'm sorry, Zeppelin Premier, no. I don't know what's gone on here. This is an awful thing. I was kind of expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, a football game, because it's Match of the Day. But I didn't get a football game. I got a Filofax simulator, and no one wanted that. What did you think?
I thought it was crap. I couldn't believe it. At first I thought, is this football management via the medium of stamp collecting? Because it looked like a stamp collector's sort of thing. There was like little stamps on the right. I thought, I could... Philately is not a very common thing that you would mix with football, but maybe they just got it wrong. And then I realised that this is meant to be an organiser. What the hell is this? But then I looked at all the icons. I'm like, I have no understanding of what they do. And then I thought, what am I supposed to do here? Sort of schedule stuff. What a stupid, boring idea for anything, let alone a football game. I mean, goodness me, what were they thinking of? £10.99 for a bloody personal organiser, a crap one that you can't personally. It's rubbish. I think it's got to go down as one of the, it's proper like weird game time, isn't it? We don't often get the really weird ones, but I mean, goodness me, in the latter stages of the C64, are you really telling me you're expecting game-playing people who have seen Amiga-style games and arcade-style games, who've got consoles out by now? You're telling me that you were sat there thinking someone was going to pay 11 quid for a crap Filofax simulator, and then you're going to sell it to football fans by putting Match of the Day on it? I hope you sat in a football and it popped. And then you really ate your bum cheeks on the ground. I hope your shit was really, the last one you had was a real spiky one. A real spiky one. I wish bad things for the people that made this. Not horrible things that would injure them or cause catastrophic damage. Nothing like that. Nothing so permanent. I just think, I hope the pen leaked in their shirt pocket and it was a new shirt. Maybe they can't find one of the socks.
Day-to-day annoyances.
Day-to-day annoyances. I hope that every pen in the pen pot's dried up ink and it doesn't work, and you're just carving like you're almost, because you need to desperately take notes. You're writing and pushing the Bic pen you've got left really hard so that it actually just almost carves the words into the cardboard that you're writing on, because that's all you could find. I hope the cordial in your orange juice is weak and tasteless.
I hope your wooden fork you got from the chippy split.
Yeah, split fork. Ooh, that's proper torturous, that. Yeah, I hope that, exactly. I hope you drop your chips. I hope your coffee goes cold.
I hope the bottom of your cornetto melted out and your ice cream drops through the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. All of those things and more. Your chocolate bar was melted when you opened it, so it was just goo. And it got all over your hands, and then it was on your jeans. And I hope you sat on a chewing gum.
With no biscuit in it. And wafer.
Exactly. I hope you sat on a chewing gum and it stuck to your trousers, your new trousers. I hope you trod in a dog shit and you couldn't get it out the grooves before the job interview. I hope you dropped your glasses when you was trying to read a book and you dropped your glasses and you sat on them on the train. I hope you forgot your headphones when you were on your way to work. And I'm just going to poison your life with annoyances because this is what you've done with this stupid game.
I hope you caught your wired headphones on our door handle and snapped them. with the plug still in your phone or whatever.
Exactly. I hope you went to charge your phone and you realised you brought your wife's adapter and she's got the old type of USB and you've got USB-C. And you're like, oh, damn it. I hope that happened. I hope your laptop ran out of charge because you forgot to bring your plug.
All those
things. Your favourite CD was scratched. Your record player broke its needle. I hope you dropped a fork on your table, on your brand new marble table. And what could be the final thing? The batteries run out on your remote control and you have to press the button really hard before you realised. There you go.
The bus pulled away while you were running up for it.
Yeah, after your car broke down. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. All these things for making match of the day.
I hope your dog puked on your shoes. There's so many more I could do. So many more.
I hope the rabbit chewed through the wire on your on your telly.
Exactly, yes. I hope the hamster escaped its ball. I hope the fish jumped out of your tank. So on and so forth. I don't wish deliberate harm on anything or anyone. This isn't permanent. You can get, but I'm just saying, annoyances aside, you deserve those. Yeah, exactly. And that's for unleashing this Filofax simulator upon the world. You bloody crazies, you crazy idiots.
I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Don't try. Don't.
No.
No. In a world of other game types. I suppose it's unique. I'll give them that. We've never seen it before. And we're never going to see it again.
No, I don't want to see it. I never wanted to see it. Why would I? What was the other one?
The icons made me laugh. I mean, I've spent a lot of time designing all sorts of UIs in my time. I made a career out and living out of it at one point. And icons. I've designed more icons and typefaces. I've done all that stuff through the years. And I look at these icons and I go, why did you do that? I mean, if you think about it, if you took that Filofax part off the left-hand side of that, you'd almost have an iPhone, wouldn't you, or an Android phone on the right. So, maybe they were ahead of their time. Just trying to be kind. It's shit, this game. Shit on it. Shit it. Shit. It's shit.
Yeah.
I hope you've been for shit and then you realised that you've been for a real scrabbler and there's no bog paper in there. It's just the cardboard inner tube. No, it's just the cardboard tube, and you're sort of trying to figure out exactly how much wipage you can get off that. And it's
I hope you ran out of hot water halfway through your shower.
Yeah, just after you put soap in your hair or something like that. Yeah, just after you put the conditioner on before you put the shampoo on.
It's always annoying. That is. It's always annoying.
Yeah, exactly that.
All those things we wish upon you. Match of the day. It's not very good.
No.
Oh, there we go. All those things. That's it for this week. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. We only got 4 games left, Graham. 4 games. Well, actually, technically, I suppose 5, actually, because one's a weird double bill for £2 next week.
A double hitter, yeah.
Yeah. Reasons. So next week, in our final game, we have Graham's favourite, Dizzy, Prince of the Yoke Folk. Your favourite, Graham.
Oh, great.
Your favourite.
Another egg game. I'm all for the egg games, not for the Dizzy games, though.
No. We have some budget Frankenstein, which I'm hoping... I don't think it's the adventure. I think it's some weird budget thing. We also have Grandmaster Chess and Renaissance Othello. God knows what they're about. And finally, we have Bully Sporting Darts. We started with Elite. We end with Bullseye.
Jim Bowen would be proud of us.
He would. And that's it. That's it for this week. I don't think we've got much more to add. I think we've rabbited on quite a lot. Anything you want to add, Graham, as we sign off for the penultimate episode?
This is exactly it. This is the penultimate episode. Next week is the final official episode of this iteration before the bread bins, of course. Pretty important milestone for us. We've been doing this for quite some time now. We've seen out a pandemic doing this. Pretty amazing, really. Wars have started. Crazy stuff's happened. At least 6 or 7 fuel crises. About 9 prime ministers. Been a lot happening in the time we've done this podcast, hasn't there, over the years? Crazy.
There really is.
Crazy. So, yeah. But it's coming up rapidly. And also, do remember, keep an eye out for the release of the Kickstarter information for the Zapped to the Past book, because that's really important. Do go and check out our Patreon. Come and join the fun. Do all of those things, as Adrian said at the beginning. And also, we're not stopping. The format is changing slightly. The cadence is changing slightly. But there's still some real good fun stuff to be had. We've got some real cracking stuff coming. So just you wait. Just you wait.
Yes, indeed. All that stuff. Said far more eloquently than I possibly could. So I'm just going to sign off there. As ever, I have been Adrian Mills.
And I have been Graham Raddings.
And you have been listening to a podcast that doesn't wish you ill in a grand way, but may wish a slight inconvenience to your day, perhaps. If you're responsible for match of the day, you can have a cock-up of the day. And we wish one of them for the rest of your life.
Yes,
slight inconvenience.
And pray we don't summon the Orbison to see you off finally.
True.
Put you in the Orbison dimension.
Yeah. There, that's what we wish you. So anyway, have a good rest of your week. We'll see you again for the final episode of the final games covered in Zap next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Zap to the Past podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of Commodore 64 games, as well as the music, films and TV from around the 1980s, driven, of course, by the issue of Zap 64 magazine published at that time. We will return with a whole new batch of games and stuff to talk about next week. Until then, if you want to listen to or download previous episodes of Zap to the Past, and why wouldn't you, they can all be found on our website at zaptothepast.com, as well as being available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Audible, Player FM, and, well, pretty much anywhere where we can upload them. By the way, we do always love to hear from our amazing listeners, so if you'd like to contact us about anything in the podcast or beyond, you can do so by emailing us at zaptothepast@gmail.com. We're also active on Twitter under @ZapToThe, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and most social media platforms. Just search for Zap to the Past and you'll find us. Oh, and if you like the podcast and what we're doing, please do like, share, review, rate us. It really helps. Something. Apparently, the Zap to the Past podcast is written and produced by Adrian Mills and Graham Raddings and recorded at Flaky Bits 2.0 Studio. All opinions expressed are those of the writers, and while we indeed love Zap 64 magazine, the Zap to the Past podcast is not affiliated with it in any way. Stay safe, see you next time, and remember, we play these games so you don't have to.